got sound. We've got camera. Got viewers.
Lights, action.
Right. People, can you see us and hear us? The few of you out there watching us.
Hello, welcome, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you've run.
Thank you.
Well, I'm pretty sure I can hear us.
Volume up. Who do you need volume up on? Everybody? Oh, never mind. It was Duff. That makes sense. Okay, Devil Dog's trolling. So, okay, we know we're good. We know we're live. All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to another Sunday edition of Portal's Reach. We've got a we've got a last-minute adventure that came up based off of Friday's session. The folks who were involved in going to investigate a tower to the north that was mentioned by a couple of goblins that were captured by one of our players who will be joining us tonight, have disappeared. They haven't made their way back to the town, to the camp. So the others, oh shit, adventure. The others are gonna go see what happened. Hopefully everybody's still alive. Hopefully some of them are still alive. We're gonna find out tonight, and we're gonna call this mission "Search and Destroy." That's what we're gonna do. So tonight we've got a whole new group of players from what we normally have on Friday. So why don't we do a quick rundown? Some of these folks played on Duff's session on Wednesday, but let's do a little intro on everyone. Just a little hello, who your character is, and we'll move on to the next one. Let's start with Zar.
Greetings, I play the character Tsar Caustic, that is Caustic, and he is an Protector Aasimar who was raised in the Snowflake Mountains, which is in East Am. It's a very treacherous place where his parents died when he was in adolescence, and the great Deva, Melandra, happened to intercede on his life and save him. He, by sheer luck and miracles, he was able to live to his 20s, and then where the Deva ordered him to move to Baldur's Gate and start the Knights of the Order of Melandra, Kum, with his friend, a gnome wizard named Ah, who does all the thinking. Mostly, Sar does all the talking. That's it.
Thank you, Zar. Feyron, you're next.
Hey everybody, my character is Feyron. He is a wood elf ranger. He was orphaned as a young elf when his town was raided by goblins, and then raised by his mentor, which I cannot remember his name, but mentored him in the way of the ranger. And then he recently took a long journey and returned to his mentor to find his home burned and his mentor strung up in a tree with arrows through him. And sorry, there's a gunshot outside my window. I don't live in the hood, I promise.
Okay, okay.
I was like, you need to go.
So, so now he's on a path of vengeance to find out whoever killed his mentor, basically. And he ran into Praetor along the way, and was convinced by him to go through the portal. So, yeah, here I am.
My money's on Praetor for killing your mentor. Just saying. He kind of does that. And then roofies you and kicks you through portals. But next up, Dusty. That's right, Duff.
I'm Dustiel, Dusty Booksniffer, a forest gnome ranger who was raised by scholarly parents that just went around transcribing books. So I'm one of those rare bookworms that likes the outside too. Um, he ended up finding Praetor and the portal after he got really, really angry at a dragon for burning down a library.
Sorry to
And
interrupt you,
he just wants
Dusty.
somewhere safe for books.
Is there any way you can increase your volume? The chat's saying that you're really, really low. They're having a hard time hearing you.
Sorry, I'm a quiet person.
All right, we can just maybe move the mic a little bit closer. Then they should hopefully have a better time hearing you. They even said better already after you said that. All right, so a dragon burned down some books, or burned down a library.
Burned down a library full of books, rare books that we were about to transcribe.
Okay.
And now I just want somewhere where I can kill dragons and save books.
Okay.
Noble cause.
Yeah.
I'm a man of few wants.
Simple needs. Excellent. Gunzi. I hope I said that right.
Man down.
Uh-oh.
Possible mutation happening.
MIA. We can come back.
Probably muted.
Yeah, I keep accidentally hitting the mute on my mic and to set the thing in a better place. But yeah, I am Gunzi. I am a Triton fighter. I came from a land where everyone, they had their job that they did. I was a farmer, farmed rice into kelp, but also everyone could be called to action in time of war. Well, during one particular battle, the leader of the nation, Zuhai, saw me directing my fellow warriors in combat and decided I had potential as a general. So he made me a leader of troops and took me on as kind of a right-hand man to kind of train me to be his general of all of his men. I doubted the prophets and their everyone having a higher destiny, a call to a greater power, an unavoidable fate. So they said, go and just follow as the path takes you. And I've been led further up into the north and eventually came across Praetor and his portal to another realm and decided to give in to the destiny and went through, and I am going to do wherever my destiny takes me.
To the bottom of that lake that you really want to get down to.
Yes.
I
I can be helpful.
I foresee that in your future. I think that's an adventure I've been told I'm running. So I foresee that in your future. Okay, thank you. Crenell.
Crenell is a human fighter. He comes from a tribe in the Westwood. His journey set out after his entire tribe was killed by a horde of minotaurs that came through, and he set off on his journey to basically do whatever jobs he could, trying to make a name for himself and his clan through battle. Along the way, he ran into Alan and has been going with him, having him write ballads of his greatness when we came across Praetor, who promised to give him he promised to guarantee his name in the legend, in the history books and as a legend for him and his clan. So that's what he's here for. He's battle hungry.
Right. And Alan's minion. / mentee.
Pupil.
Gullible
Pupil,
compatriot.
There you go, pupil. Yeah, gullible compatriot. I like that better. All right, Alan, last but not least, the Alan Whitty.
Alan Whitty is a former acolyte of the goddess Lear. And his reason for being here is all the bartenders decided that if he didn't pay his tab, he was going to suffer some unpleasant consequences. And so his idea was to rack up those tabs and then take this trip through the portal where they can't get him. And currently he's doing his best to participate for the greater good of everyone by profiting and acquiring cheap labor and getting people to sign IOUs to him. Nice blank IOUs with no explanation.
Now, by what did you call your labor?
Which laborers?
I'm specifically asking about the goblins.
Oh, my indentured servants.
Sure. Someone called
Indentured
slave
servants.
labor?
No. Now see, slave labor applies to the higher classes.
Oh.
Goblins are monster race, so it's okay in the public eye. I promise you. But we don't like to use that word because it does carry a negative connotation. So we prefer the title
Right.
indentured servants.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Just to keep that
Technically, I
clear.
guess you could say permanently indentured servants, but they're nonetheless just indentured servants.
I noticed nobody else in town has put that together. So, just wanted to throw it out there.
Well, they are busy building his highway.
With his name, his name will be on the highway.
Well,
Alan Whit-
if someone died on this venture, he might rename it in their name. In fact, I thought Core was dead, so I was preparing it. It's going to be Core's Sacrifice, dedicated by Alan Whitty in bigger letters than the rest of it.
All right. Thank you for the introductions, everybody. I'm sure the folks watching appreciate it. They now know who the players are for this session. So let's jump into why we're here. So, some comrades who set out a few days ago to investigate a nearby tower have not yet returned, and whispers of panic spread amongst the settlers. A small band that was prepping to go hunting for resources has made the decision to search for the others instead. Tower, mentioned by 2 captured goblins, was the target. Was it a setup? Did they encounter far more than they expected? Are they even still alive? These are the answers the search party hope to answer in their quest. So, before you guys set out, is there anything you want to do around, I want to say town, but more like camp? Anything you want to gather? Do you know or have an idea of which direction they set out in?
We know north.
They did go north, so they went up into the forest north of the camp, and they then hooked straight west to the
Yes,
destination.
we do have 2 legendary trackers here.
Legendary.
I'll bring up, actually, we got a little Portal's Reach map that I can share with you. So there's the portal with the, let's say blue icon. I'm colorblind, so if I get the colors wrong, blue or purple icon there.
Yeah, blue is right.
So they went to the forest above it, and then they followed it down around north of the lake, where that other icon is. It's in that forest there.
Mr. Matt,
Okay. I thought they were going up closer to where we went last time. You know?
could we say that Sar has been kind of taking a nap lately and had possibly a short rest?
Yes, because there has been some time since your last adventure. Are some of you guys unrested from your last quest?
No, we've been in camp for days.
There we
I
go.
assume.
You're all taken care of.
Thank you.
Sar's not very good with time.
No, not at all.
It's so subjective.
But he has been so busy with those goblins, making friends.
That's true. He has been very chatty with the goblins in town the last few days, and walking on his hands around them and dancing for
I
them.
have several sketches of it.
Oh, thank you. Sar also has started to have this idea from Melandra to create these little pamphlets that say Kum, the Knights of the Order of Melandra, by Ah, the leader. And it has like information about his religion and his beliefs and his organization.
You're gonna start handing those out as soon as town starts getting built.
Yeah, yes.
Or
Or
just-
just cult of goblins running around.
Right.
I just say I'm waiting for him to get all the goblins and fanatic followers, and they just run around preaching Melandra.
Yeah, just handing pamphlets out all over the world.
Don't tell them my ideas, my secrets.
Goblins with pamphlets. All right. All right, so you're rested. You know which way they set off. Anything before you take off? Are you taking the goblins with you?
I'm sorry,
Alan.
what?
Are you taking the goblins with you, Alan? Or are you going to leave them here?
No, we'll leave them here.
Okay.
They might be more problematic.
Are you a little concerned that maybe they set the others off into a trap?
No, but he's worried about losing his investment if they die.
Okay. Okay, gotcha.
Maybe Amai can start teaching them how to cook.
If Amai is still alive, sure.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out.
Okay.
All right. So you guys, it's morning when you guys decide to set off. So you break off right into the woods to the north, and it's pretty uneventful. You guys have traced these woods for a good few meters in either direction, so there's nothing of a real surprise or shock. You see the strange and weird creatures that you've come to know in this land, like scrabbits and things like that, and there's deer and elk that are sort of familiar to what you know, but just a little bit different to make them weird and alien in appearance.
The Vorpal bunny rabbits?
You haven't found those yet.
Alan has.
You have. Is that the is that the scrabbits?
No. The winged, antlered, fanged vampire rabbits. We met them last week or whatever.
Oh, really? Oh, I got to get a picture of those. Yeah, you see the odd one of those then as well, kicking around the woods. Kilgore will have to check his traps to see if he's caught one. You can send Wilhelm out to go catch one. He's a accomplished huntsman. But so you've been traveling for a few hours when you come across an area in the woods where it seems a little off. It takes a moment before you realize that the trees, they seem planted rather than like naturally grown. It's bizarre because they're all arranged in unnatural rows, almost like crops. Whoever did this planted them a very long time ago. These trees are like ancient and huge, but for whatever purpose, it doesn't dawn on you by looking at it. But you make note of this because you haven't encountered this before, so it's something you'll have to take back to camp if you return.
So, taking a look at these trees, can we tell if they're fruit trees or?
They're not. They don't bear any fruit. Like you're thinking like an orchard, right?
Right.
No, they're trees that don't. They're not like a crop-bearing tree, and that's what's weird about it. Like, who would do this and why?
It seems like a waste to plant something that doesn't bear crops.
Right?
Now, Cornell, you're not looking at the good point. Look at all this lovely lumber.
Also means we're probably not Praetor's first test subjects.
Probably.
Thar is talking to the trees, whispering sweet nothings that you guys can't hear.
We do know
Yes,
there's
they
that group
tried.
that rides horses.
Yes.
You have heard
what was
rumor.
it They said was this said shrouded in darkness?
Yes.
Cloaked, I believe, was the exact words the
Cloaked,
goblins used.
Yes, cloaked in darkness.
And they've killed many of their numbers. Is that what they said as well?
Correct. But I mean, killing goblins isn't anything bad, right?
Right.
Says the guy who has 2 goblins, says
Right.
indentured help or whatever you said.
But we didn't kill them.
As you say, had Alan not taken pity upon these poor creatures, they would be buried underneath the mountain with the other several hundred of them that he defeated.
Exactly. Zara, you talk to the trees. They don't seem to answer you back. You listen hard, though.
Somehow, Zara hears voices in his head, though, and assumes that the trees are talking to him back.
Oh, for sure then. Yes. What are they saying?
They seem to not like the fashion that we're wearing. How strange. They do like all of the Melandra swag that I'm wearing, though.
They do.
Trees are very wise beings.
So
Alrighty
he
then.
only nods at Dusty and agrees and smiles.
So I'm sorry, how far along have we made it before we see this?
This is a few hours west.
Okay. Close to the lake or?
Not close to the lake yet, no.
Okay.
Well,
Hey.
are we going west or east? Because isn't the lake east of us?
It is west of you.
I would like to just check for some tracks right here and just see if I can see any like obvious signs of people coming and going right here.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead and let's roll it. You can roll it in the open. You don't need to throw that in the tower or anything.
Now I'm getting confused by the map.
Let's look at the map again, because now you guys are confusing me. So go ahead and
You're
make us
saying west, but it's southeast, like
southeast. So let's say you guys went due west to the woods, and you're going through the woods down and around that mountain. Oh, yeah, I'm saying west. It's east. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize.
Okay.
Yeah, it's east.
I was confused. I was like, wait, we're
Oh
going
my
west.
God.
That's not towards the orcs.
Apparently, I'm colorblind and direction blind. Yes, it is east. Sorry. It's southeast to the lake. So you guys are going due east. All right. So you rolled me your perception roll. So you're searching around. You see a lot of animal tracks. No rhyme or reason to them. You pick up the tracks of your comrades, and you can follow those clearly in the way they went. But other than that, there's nothing really out of the ordinary.
Excellent. Well, that's more than I expected. So I let the party know that I found the tracks. It seems to be from the party that we're missing. So probably be a good idea if we follow these.
agreed. If we found their tracks, it's probably a fairly logical path to take.
Okay. You press on. All right, so when you hit that part, it was about 11 a.m., just about midday. At about 3-4 o'clock, like many more hours have passed. You guys are getting really close to your destination. Go ahead and everybody make me a perception roll. And you can make it out in the open. This doesn't need to be hidden at all.
Much more perceptive than I was the other night.
Yeah, okay. All right. You do first three there that just like knocked it out of the park with like 19s and 17s. You guys, while you're walking along the path of the others, you notice something off to the side of the path. Right away, you see the two bodies of what appear to be stormorcs on the side of the road, covered in branches and leaves, kind of haphazardly covered over. And if none of you have encountered or seen storm orcs before, they are much larger and more like savage in appearance than the orcs you're used to back home. Here's a picture to give you an idea. See how they're covered in like furs and they're big and bulky and massive.
Good lord.
So there's two of these guys lying dead, covered up with branches and leaves off to the side of the road.
All right, so I'll hold my hand up in halting motion and just point forward at these objects that I'm seeing here.
Is that a small ogre?
Some would think so.
Maybe the work of our companions. All right, so I'll creep up there and take a closer look.
Okay.
Hoping it's the work of our companions.
Yeah, you take a closer look. These things are like deader than dead. They're days old at this point. And they were killed by weapons. It wasn't of natural causes, that's for sure. And they weren't killed by some creature of the woods. They were definitely killed with weapons. And it looks like they were intentionally put here and covered over. Hopes that they wouldn't be found.
All right, does it look like they have anything on them?
They don't. They're stripped of their weapons. They've just got their loincloths.
What kind of weapons?
No, they're stripped of their weapons. They got nothing on them.
Oh,
but their
stripped of
clothes.
them.
Yeah.
All right, well, it looks like we're on the right path. I'm going to go ahead and ready my bow and notch an arrow, just in case.
Okay. Sounds good. So about 2 to 3 more hours then pass. It's getting near dusk. And that's when you see up ahead in the distance a tower. It's not quite the grand tower that some were expecting from the goblins' description, but it's a tower that you see up ahead. It's in ruins.
It'd be
Well, you
grand
just
to
have
a
to
goblin.
think about you have to think about the size difference between the goblin and the tower.
There you go. You guys are always on the side of the goblins.
Not Pharaoh. Pharaoh wants to
Well,
kill those goblins.
I'm very small, smaller than most goblins, so tower looks pretty big to me.
All right.
So we all see this, correct?
You all see this. Yeah.
Sun shining, just like the pic.
So you guys are a few meters away at this point.
I go from using my glaive as walking stick to readying it for a fight.
So listening carefully, do I hear anything at all unusual?
Yeah. If you go ahead and make me a perception check, but throw that one in the tower for me. Anybody who wants to listen or kind of perceive the area, listen, watch.
Sar is just looking forward to talking to some new people that may be in the tower.
All right. So we got Brunel, Alan, and Gunzi, and Dusty. You guys all notice things. So you hear voices talking. Do any of you speak Goblin?
I do not.
I believe that was actually a point that was established back in the camp, that not a single one of all of the rejects actually speaks Goblin besides the one druid.
But
Then-
Alan's been hard at work training his, so maybe he's learned some broken form or a word here and there.
Alan, it sounds familiar, but you don't understand it. You can't make out a word of it, but it seems familiar, this language. So you hear some chattering up ahead, and you also notice, let's see if we got a picture of this guy. Don't. So lying in the road, just off of the tower, you guys make out this big, hulking, dead mass. If this thing were standing, it would be 15 to 20 feet high. It is a giant, massive ogre. What would it be described as a storm ogre, lying dead on the road beside this.
Wow.
How do you want to
So
proceed?
I pull everybody off, or motion everybody to come off of the trail, off behind a couple of trees, and squat down. Try to come up with a plan before we get spotted.
Appears that we may have found what gave our compatriots trouble.
So we could try to set up an ambush. I don't know how.
Clarification: we don't see anything. We hear things talking, but we don't see anything other than the dead thing, right?
You hear things talking. Let's see here. From your vantage point, you can make out at least 5 goblins.
Well, if our group killed that, I don't think the goblins are what got them. We should definitely be careful. I'll let y'all go first.
Well, the goblins themselves may not be super dangerous, but after fighting that, I'm sure they were probably tired, and the goblins may have made easy pickings of them if they waited their time.
I don't think it was the goblins. I don't think they're powerful enough. I think it was our party. Could be wrong.
Well, yes, but the goblins may have ambushed the party after they were exhausted from fighting that thing.
Sure.
That's what I believe is probably what happened.
So,
Shared a map with all you guys, so you should be able to see that. You don't see anything on it right now because the shapes are coming and going, they're moving, but so that opening, and I got my directions right here, to the west, you see there's like almost like a doorway. That's
Sorry, can you reshare it one more time? It's still loading for me. For
yeah,
whatever reason.
it's a
Yeah.
big one. That's why I started sharing it a little bit early for you guys. Uh-oh, we're losing people. It's a biggie.
mine's still not loaded.
Sar would like to offer. I had the spell Comprehend Languages if anyone would like it.
So,
That could prove useful.
Yes, that's how I've been chatting with the goblins in town. Ha, they're such splendid fellows.
there it is.
All right, slowly loading for everybody. Again, I apologize. It's a bit, and there's gonna be another biggie later, so I'm gonna start loading it early for you guys. I'll give you a warning, so it doesn't crash your machines like it did to Cornell.
Mine still hasn't loaded, but we can go with the. Oh, there it goes. Hey.
Yeah, mine's starting to.
Yay! Chug along, FG. You can do it.
Ah, yes. I hate this map. Somehow looks familiar.
It could be. I bought it. I didn't make it. I bought it.
Oh no, it was just one of those odd little like deja vu moments.
So you see, like, due west on the map. There's that opening. It looks like at one point it would have been a doorway. That's where you guys are. No, minimize.
All right, let's see if it loads this time.
Right.
Like
In
here, or
this
are you
area.
talking about?
Can you guys
Okay.
see that there? You guys are like right over there, off that way, and they're moving around in amongst the ruins.
Stop loading.
So and you guys are observing it. Fat fingers, Jozam. Yeah, I saw your messages in Discord there. There, Devil Dog. I saw him.
So does it look like there's a tree nearby that's tall enough for me to get a vantage point on what's going on inside these ruins?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can scurry up a tree and look down on what's going on. Is that what you want to do?
Yep, as silently as possible.
Okay. You could be far enough back. You can head back into the trees that you can shimmy up one and not be too close to get a good vantage on what's going on in these ruins. Because these walls are smashed and decayed. Like, in fact, even looking at them, one of the walls looks like it was freshly smashed, maybe even the other night. There's like fresh rubble here.
Gotcha. All right, so that's what I'll do. I'll step back a bit and find a good tree, scurry up, see what I can see.
All right. So you get up a tree, you take a look, and that is what you see. You see a number of goblins scurrying around. You see one that's kind of bossing the others around. And then you see a hobgoblin over by the well also. And they're all just kind of like walking around, trying to find things. You can see that this was definitely the scene of a battle. Something went down here. There's like dried blood everywhere. There's that carcass of the big giant storm ogre lying on the side of the road. And it's just the scene of a massacre. You can see one goblin's kind of like collecting what looks like ball bearings and piling them up into one corner. Because, you know, the odd goblin's walking around and he'll just kind of trip and fall over. So one guy's working at collecting them all up.
So do they all look to be in good health?
The goblins? Yes.
How far away am I from them?
You're about... Distance-wise, you're about 60 feet away.
All right, well, I'll just shimmy back down the tree and go to the group.
Report
Let
back.
them know.
what you want.
Let them know that there's 7. I count at least 7 goblins moving around. One of them seems to be in a leadership position. All of them seem to be in good health, so need to come up with a plan here.
And it looks like a slaughterhouse.
Yeah. So we could just go in and add to that carnage,
Yeah, you could.
or we can come up with a plan.
Alan is going to stop the ranger and be like, "Are you sure you've remembered to include all of them this time?
All that I could see, that is.
No random rogues are gonna show up out of the blue again, right?"
Not that I'm aware of. If there are, I'm sure I'll jump on them and ride them. Like last time.
Here you go. So yeah, they're just looks like they're trying to just scavenge from whatever took place. Having troubles there, Crenell? Is it beating up your fantasy grounds?
It does not like that map. Let me just do a cache clear real quick. And
No worries. Anybody else having troubles with it, or has it loaded for everybody else at this point?
I reloaded it a couple times and it finally stabilized.
Guys, I have a slight issue. I need to just take just a minute here. I'll be right back.
Do you guys want to take just a 5-minute pause while we get this this map loaded for everyone before we continue on?
That's fine. Yeah, I got a baby puke in here. I got to take care of it real quick. I'll be
I
back.
know that all too well. Yeah, I'll send it over your way, Duff. Okay, let's just take a quick 5-minute break. Give everybody a chance to load this damn map, and we'll get.
Like, I have them and like the marker pointing where we kind of are, but the map itself just isn't
Black?
loading up for me.
Mine finally did. Yours should be along soon.
Soonish.
Yeah, mine did that as well, where I could see the marker and everything, so I just closed it and reloaded it.
Yeah, I did that. This is my second time closing reloading, so it should probably work. I've had this issue Wednesday with Dungeon Dwellers before. Just every time you reload it, it loads a little bit more information.
Let's see here. All right, we got a big map later, so this is good. We're getting this out of the way now. I usually make my own, so I don't have this issue. Serves me right for spending money.
Full reboot real quick. I'll be back in like a minute.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna we're just gonna take a quick 5-minute break, everybody, while we get this sorted out, and we will be back. Go back to the stream. Thank you, Dr. Duff, for doing some surgery on the spot and getting us back up and running. And everybody on the player side can see the map now. So we should be good. Fingers crossed.
Hey, Duff.
Dr. Duff
Man.
to the rescue. All right. So where we have the pointer there on the map is the direction where you're going to be coming from, where you're watching. So to recap, Pharaon has shimmied up a tree. He got a clear view of what's going on in the ruins there. He's counted how many goblins there are. There's one that seems to be a leader, and there's a hobgoblin also mucking about.
Yeah, so I shimmied back down the tree and got with the group, let them know what was going on, and basically we need to come up with a plan or just bomb rush. I don't know if there could be more, but I see 7. Any ideas?
We could make some noise, clanging some weapons together, or something. See if they send out a scout or two to investigate the tree line and pick off the scouts and lower their numbers that way.
We could always try to talk to them. Whether I comprehend language, though.
Diplomacy.
I would like to worship Melandra.
Well, imagine they all come back and help us in the name of Melandra make the whole town for us. We could just sit back and watch them and talk to them, get to know them. They all have lives too. Brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, adopted siblings.
They're people too, man. They have
We
feelings.
could try to draw them into a bottleneck in that kind of broken archway near us.
That opening where I made that, or that pointer.
Well, we can have the the least intimidating of our party. I don't know who that is. Feign a broken leg or something and scoot along the path, moaning quite loudly, as if he's trying to reach shelter in the ruins. But I don't know if that would draw them out or just draw a hell of arrows at that one member.
How about we go with the noise that doesn't put anyone in risk yet? I need my body shields and I mean my allies in good condition.
All right.
Well, we could always do get help. Ellen would be good for that one.
Well, what is get help?
Simple. One feigns sickness or injury while another stronger calls for help, and then once you get close, you throw the smaller one at the others. They never expect it.
I vote to not be that smaller one.
I vote not being in front.
Pharaon, who has a great hatred for goblins,
Oh,
is itching for blood to be spilled from these vile creatures.
You've
Takes
got-
out his coin purse
yes.
and begins rattling it wildly.
You've got an arrow knocked, and your hands are just twitching right now. All right, so you
And
just,
at that, I will draw my long swords and head to the front of the group, hiding in the brush.
okay.
I'll be just behind him because with my glaive, I have a little bit of reach out and touch. Not much, but some.
All right. Okay, so you're making some noise with your coin purse there, jingling away, trying to get their attention, and
Imagine we should all try to get low and not be seen.
yeah, you guys are all kind of ducking in the trees there.
I'm going to hide inside a bush.
Okay.
I was gonna say Alan will take a is concealed position in the back.
Yeah, I'm gonna get low in the bush and try to hide.
Okay. So the goblin nearest you, Goblin 3, hears the noise, and his ears perk up, and he kind of pokes his head around the corner here, and he's looking out into the bushes at all of you, trying to understand where that sound's coming from. His hand up to his over his brow there, and
So
looking.
you want us to do stealth checks, dice tower or Neil?
Yeah. Go ahead and throw those in the dice tower for me.
Yeah, my penalty from.
Alan, how are you dressed?
In my long coat and with my fancy hat on.
All right, so you're ducked behind some like bushes and shrubs, but your hat is completely poking out and over. And the goblin points and starts kind of alerting the others. There's something over there in the bushes. Draws his little sword, and the others start making a commotion and kind of getting closer as well now, based off of this.
So how far out are we from Goblin 3 at this point?
From the goblins, you are about, well, Pharaon, you didn't have to travel farther away from where you guys were to stream up the tree. So I said, what, 60 feet away? So you're 60 feet away from these goblins.
Okay. I will wait until they get a little closer then.
Okay. I'm trying to find another makeshift map here for you guys now because we're doing things a little differently.
We had all this trouble loading the map. We're not even...
I know, right? We're not even fighting in the damn ruins. Let's do this. Well, they know where Alan is. Hooray for maps in Fantasy Grounds, pre-made maps. Get out of here, Alan Whitty.
Hey, with Unity, you'll be able to just make them on the fly.
I know, wouldn't that be wonderful? All right, hey, look at that map. I bet that loaded instantly, didn't it, for you guys?
Yes.
All right, let's
still a gray screen, but
let's throw you behind some shrubs and stuff here and get you all set up. And
My immersion has been restored.
right?
No, we didn't even need this when we used to play.
I know, right? It was all theater of the mind.
yeah.
So Goblin 3 is coming up on you, and he's pulled some of his buddies with him.
How did I end up so far in the front? I hate you all.
Goblin 3, 4, and Hobgoblin have come to investigate, and they see you, Alan. So you might as well go ahead and roll me initiative because they know something's up. They're making their way here, and they're gonna stab it. It's gonna take a while for those others to waddle on over. All that fuss for a map we're not even using. All right. So everybody's rolled initiative. They haven't seen the others yet, just Alan. So Goblin 2, he ain't there yet. It's gonna take him a while. He's hanging back though. The other goblins, they're kind of watching from the opening, and they're, like I said, they're 60 feet out, so they're gonna have to do some running to get over here. But they're watching curiously at what's going on while these others come over to investigate. Gunzi, you are hidden to the goblins right now. What would you like to do? Ah.
How far is this guy? 50 feet. What's the range on my? I'm going to set my glaive beside me, grab my crossbow, and I'm going to fire off a crossbow bolt at Goblin 4.
Goblin 4, look out. You're gonna get skewered. It's a miss, unfortunately. It goes wide. Is there anything else you want to do? Do you want to move or anything?
And then I'm going to pick up my glaive and I'm going to move.
Maybe. Maybe, Dusty. They're looking for a job. Then they've come to the right place. All right, so you've
Well, in
made your...
this economy, you have to be aggressive.
All right, so they see you. They go, and start pointing.
And I'm just going to take up a stance there with my glaive.
Okay. Cornell, so Gunzi has their attention, and they're aware of your mentor's presence.
Well, we don't know they see Alan, do we?
Well, they're kind of
Yes,
pointing in your and moving in your directions. That's what brought them over, is pointing over at you. You might not necessarily know it's you, but they're moving in
He's
your
gonna
direction.
automatically assume it's the ranger behind him.
Okay.
Alright, I will stow my longswords and pull out my hand axes, and we're going to
Axe throw.
we will move over here to get between them and the ranger.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw my hand axes at the. Actually, we'll start with Goblin 3.
Okay. The first one goes wide, lands in the grass near him.
The second one.
Connects. Sinks right into the goblin. And drops him. This here. And he falls over. Goblin 3, you dead.
Nice.
And that'll be my turn.
Very nicely done. Goblin 1 sees this, and you can hear panic over at the ruins. And they kind of start making their way over. Dusty.
I'm going to. I'm going to shoot at the hobgoblin with my short bow.
Okay. That is a hit. Nice. Those things are not easy to hit. You take aim with your short bow and you let the arrow loose, and it slams into his chest, and he growls and looks over in your direction.
And I'm just going to stay put.
Okay. And you can hear the boss directing the others to get over there. Over from the ruins. Goblin 4 looks over at his comrade who's just fallen to his right and looks back at the group of you who've now shown yourselves, and you can tell the look on his face. He's in for more than he bargained, but he's gonna pull his short bow out, and he's going to. We got 4 targets here. Let's roll a die. Who is he gonna fire at? He's gonna fire at Dusty, who just took a shot at the big guy. Hits you with an arrow.
Oof.
And hits you hard. He had a good beat on you.
Sounded rough.
So you're still kind of poking up over that log, and he got a direct hit on you. Czar. Oh, I guess he can
Let's
move.
employ him.
He's gonna scamper over here.
Well, Czar doesn't like that Dusty is hurt. Czar will like creep over to here and be like, "No, Dusty, my first friend." Well, you too, Goon. You too, Goon. And look down at Dusty and like try to heal some of her wounds.
All right.
He preys upon Melandra and says, "Let my friend Dusty be healed," and heals you for a mild too.
It's a very nice band-aid, thank you.
You're welcome. And with that, that was his bonus action.
Okay.
I will look up upon our foes and cast a Holy Eldritch Blast at the Hobgoblin.
Eldritch Blast. Okay, well, you hit him. Oh, describe that for me.
Well, I would definitely aim for his head, and I will say, "Melandra, this man is now martyred for you." And his head would have probably disintegrated into a beautiful beam of lights and rainbows and like some possible butterflies of light kind of flying off flowers.
Oh, very cool. All right, Goblin 5 is back there, and he's like hesitant. He's like, I don't know. Like you could tell the goblins do not want to come out here because they're watching their buddies get slaughtered. Baron, you got a hatred for goblins, and you got one kind of hiding behind a tree stump in front of you there.
I see. Let me see here. What's my movement range?
I believe you have 30 feet.
30, I believe.
35 if you're a wood elf, I think.
Okay, so I'm going to go there, and
Yes,
then
you
I'll,
do.
assuming I can see a portion of him at least, I'm going to let loose an arrow.
Yep, definitely you can see. Oh, and it goes wide.
Ah. Figures.
Alan.
Double check this range.
With a mental note of where that arrow went, I might add.
You're gonna run and pick it
There's
up
no,
later.
there's no stores around here, you know?
There's plenty of trees with, branches and stuff that you can just kind of pick up and whittle.
Alan will step around his tree
Yep.
and mock this goblin. You
Viciously?
will work for me soon. Work soon. And
He succeeded.
goblin's too dumb to know what Alan's talking about. So he's gonna stick his head back behind the tree.
He just has a very confused look in his face. All right, so the goblins back at the tower, like they're not budging. They're like cowering. So that goblin number 2 is staying where he's at. Gunzi, you're out in the open, and you know that Buddy's behind the stump over there.
10, 15, 20.
Is that the latrine hole he's standing in?
Yeah,
Goblin latrine?
yeah, that's right. That's from the ogre's latrine.
I'm gonna move up to here,
Hmm.
and I am going to throw my trident at him.
All right.
Goonzi, the latrine marine.
You'll. Oh, nicely done. First critical of the night. Describe your killing blow for us.
So as I'm running, I grab the trident. It's kind of like across my back. I grab it just behind the actual where it forks out. And as I stop, I turn and lean to get kind of around the tree, and I let loose low, and all 3 prongs kind of catch lower abdomen diaphragm, upper part of the chest, and knock him back a few feet before he hits the ground.
Okay. All right, you guys dispatch these few scouts like nothing. But the other goblins, they're not coming so
Dusty
easily.
doesn't think it was like nothing.
They're in the ruins, and you can hear them kind of panicking, and you can see one of the goblins scurrying away. You can hear the one that looks like he's the boss shouting at the others.
Pharaon's shaking his head in disgust that he was not able to kill one of these, and starts walking towards the ruins with a determined hatred.
Right. We're going back to the map that crashed us the last time.
I would go and pick up my, pull it out of the,
I thought I'd like to go pick up my hand axes on my way over to the ruin.
Yeah, for sure. So you're 60 feet away, so you guys would run to get there, but it's not like these goblins are running towards you.
And I'll attempt to recollect my arrow on the way.
Okay, so we're still in this round of combat. So what I'm going to do is, anybody who hasn't taken an action yet, do you want to use this round to run the 60 feet to get here?
Yes, I will.
Like, and grabbing your stuff along the way, sort of thing?
Alan will do that, but stay behind Cornell.
Okay.
His little body shield. I mean, people.
I'm sorry, Dusty, you said you'd be running up there?
Yeah, I'll be back behind Alan because with a dash, I would be at 50 feet movement.
Everybody's behind Alan. No.
I'll be running up there, but I'm not running straight in. I'm going to stop like 20 feet prior and just kind of sidestep around and see if I can find an opening to shoot through.
Can get over there. You guys can see the map this time? I'm not, just like doing this on my own screen.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
left it up.
Zara, you're running in?
Yes, I will be kind of by Dusty because I'm quite worried about him because my
Okay.
heals haven't been as potent as normal.
Gotcha. Gunzi, I'm gonna move you up there, but like next round you're gonna get there.
Yeah. My next turn not good to do much because it's tough to run and yeah.
Okay, so then let's just fast forward to next round. I'm gonna move the little flag to the top there because you guys took a round to run up there. So Goblin 2 is at the back of this thing, and they're trying to escape. Like, one of them's already taken off. Like, he ignored the Goblin boss. The Goblin boss is basically like shrugged his shoulders, and now he's like, "Let's go," kind of thing. Let's get out of here. But they do see you as you make your way up. So Goblin 2 is gonna fire an arrow back at you, Cornell, to try and stave you off. But he's so scared and this thing just goes completely wide. Gunzi, you're running this round. Cornell, 80 feet.
Alright,
Wow.
I will run my 30 over to here.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Hey.
And we'll take our trusty hand axes and throw one at him in retaliation.
Goes wide again. He's scurrying. This little coward.
And the second.
Too slippery.
All right. And that'll be everything.
Okay. Dusty.
I will move forward just a bit so that Goblin 2 will be within range.
Okay.
And then I will fire an arrow at him. Hopefully.
You'll fire one. Hopefully it'll connect. Goes wide. These goblins.
In which case, I will duck back behind Alan again.
Okay. Alan's a good meat shield, right?
Alan's too pretty to hurt.
There you go.
Which is exactly why I'm standing behind him, to admire how pretty he is.
Goblin.
Everyone always stands behind him to admire him.
Goblin boss is booking it. They're all just running full bore to get out of here after what happened. That far? I know Faerun's over there just itching to kill something. Czar. What'd you like to do, pal?
Yes, I will actually. Let's see how far away they are from me. I guess I will run after one of the goblins. I guess in this direction, just to get close enough to
Sure.
within range.
Yeah.
And when I'm at least within range, I just need 120 feet anyways, but I will say, no, wait, you guys could see that we treat goblins with equal rights and we could establish a town together.
All right.
And I will launch a beam at one of the goblins saying, no, don't run, Melandra will bless you. We just want to help you. This is to heal you. And just graze one of them.
Just graze. Or almost take his leg off. All right, so Goblin 5, you shout this and a beam of light heads in its direction and slams into the goblin, and it starts to kind of sputter in its movement and slow down a bit. Moving the map. All right, so he turns around and looks at you. And, he thinks about your words for a moment there. And, but he doesn't agree with what you're saying. And he's going to fire an arrow back at you. Goblin 5. But he he is so terrified and scared after being hit by you that he trips. He ups his bow and trips and is prone on the spot.
Can I try to persuade him?
You,
It might be an intimidation, but Sar doesn't know the difference.
you can try next round, or someone else can next round.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Faerun, I gotta move the map up here so everybody can see, because you and the goblin boss are way down there. Let's see here. All right, there we go. Now people can see where you and the goblin boss are going. All right. Well, I think you've got your move already plotted out there, Faerun. You're heading right over there, and you're wanting to take that goblin boss down.
Yeah, that's Goblin Boss. Yeah, I hear the footsteps. I'm running in this direction as I hear them running. I don't intend for any of these goblins to get away alive today. So I run to that location.
Yeah.
And let an arrow fly. With full confidence that I miss.
It goes wide. These guys they're small and they're running. They're hard to hit.
Faerun is disgusted with himself right now. He'll take it out on one of them.
Alan, what would you like to do? You do see there's a goblin up ahead who's prone, and one who's trying to run away, and there's a boss who's really far away.
Thanks for ending my turn. I keep forgetting to do that.
Oh, no worries.
I'm going to move forward a bit.
All right.
And let me see.
Oh.
Can I see that spot?
Yes, you can.
Perfect. Then let's do this. 25 health worth of sleeping.
All right. So, I gotta move my map. They are both asleep. Goblin 5 and Goblin Boss just drop and start. Oh. So it goes with the one with the highest hit points first, right?
Lowest first.
Lowest first. Okay, so the boss is actually unaffected. A lot more hit points than I thought. So Goblin 5 drops to the ground, snoring.
Well, that's one new worker at least. That's his turn.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I can see Faerun. I'm going to give Faerun the Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, it's very kind of you.
Very kind indeed.
He's having some difficulties.
You know, this is what happens with Faerun. He takes a minute to warm up, but he'll get there.
All right, Goblin 2 just watched one of his buddies just drop and start snoring after being slammed with a beam of light. And the boss is still booking it, and he ain't taking orders from nobody anymore, so he's just full boring it out of here. Remaining movement, he can make it off the map. Goblin 2 is out of here. Gunzi, you're now here.
All right.
I'll start you here at the door. That's where I started Crenell when he did his full move. And he was the one at the front.
Should we get there? Yeah.
Okay.
How far is he? Oh, that should be within range. Within max range. I'm gonna use my crossbow and fire off a bolt at the
boss.
Goblin boss.
All right. Oh, 2 crits in one night.
Nice.
Oh, now he would have gone to sleep. All right, so it slams into his Achilles heel, and you hear him kind of let out a and blood kind of splatters.
Which one was that to? The one that was running off?
That's the
Yeah.
boss, yeah.
Nice.
Pernell. What do you like to do?
I will use my. Let's see. I will run over here using my dash action to grab my hand axes.
Okay.
I'll take my last 15 movement to get closer to the boss.
The boss. Okay.
And we're going to try this again. Action surge for take the attack action and throw some hand axes at him again.
Let's see this happen.
Nice. There it is.
Critical.
And
Oh, so
it's
close.
my bonus action.
Oh.
Ah,
It was very impressive, though. Just the sight of Crenell, like, just booking it, grabbing an axe, turning around, whipping it in that direction, it's burying itself in the orc's, like, shoulder blades.
oh,
I did a skip. That's okay. Dusty. Able to get in there and take out the boss before he slinks away. I have a feeling that Faerun won't let that happen, though.
Um, I might be able to move up enough to see. No, I don't think I have quite enough movement. I'll just run over here. to the rest of my buddies and be at the ready in case they happen to run back this way.
All right, Goblin Boss. He's in rough shape, but he's at the edge of the map. He's hobbling away out of your lives. So that's the end of the combat. But I have a feeling that Faerun's gonna want to chase after him.
He has one of my axes in him. I want to chase after him.
All right. All right. Shouldn't have deleted him off the tracker so fast. Well, let's say he's so injured that he got hit really hard there, the critical. That he's not 2 crits. He's not running at double speed. You guys can catch up to him no problem, and he's in rough shape. He only had a couple of hit points left, so he's lying there bleeding. We'll end combat. We don't need to keep this going. He's lying there bleeding in the bushes, and you're able to drag him back to the ruins here.
Alan would like to use his medicine skill to stabilize the one goblin we also killed in here. Or attempted, I guess would be the way to put it.
Okay.
I will forcibly retrieve my bolt from the goblin boss.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you easily get that back.
I'll take my axe out of his back and hopefully find the other one.
Yeah, you easily locate your axe. You made note of it where it landed because it's it's precious to you in this world where there's no weapons that are easy to buy here. So you've got a sleeping goblin and you've got a really really beat up goblin boss, but you used some medicine on him, right, Alan?
Well, no, there was a third one we took out in here, correct? When we first got in here, or am I losing my mind?
2 ran away.
Oh, 2 of them did actually make it away? Okay,
Yeah.
I thought we killed one of them. Never mind.
Did you
But
want to?
yes,
Before Alan can turn his attention to the boss, Faerun will go leap on top of him,
Oh my!
choke the life out of him, crushing his larynx, look at him with disgust and spit in his face before he dies. Brutal.
Well, Faerun, maybe we should talk about your anger, buddy.
These kinds killed my family. I have no sympathy for this piece of garbage.
I understand, but it wasn't him that killed your family. It was just a bad one of the apples, you know?
Alan will nudge Faerun and be like, really, you shouldn't let them get away with it so quickly. If we take them back to camp, they can suffer a long time.
Faerun looks at all y'all like y'all are crazy.
Alan, you're a bad
Can I-
man.
Don't worry, Faerun, we can talk about this. I have plenty of time for you.
All right, well, I'm going to gather my arrows.
Okay, you can easily gather your arrows. Like I said, it took you about all day to get here, so it's dusk at this point now. And you are able to get a closer look at the ruins of themselves. So, like I said, from what you saw in the trees there, Faerun, this looks like a massacre took place here. There's freshly broken down walls. There's a 15 to 20 foot ogre lying dead on the side of the road. There was like I mentioned also, the goblins were collecting these ball bearings that seemed to be scattered everywhere. So they were collecting them because they were tripping on them, and they put them over in a corner. Something definitely happened and took place here.
All right, so
Where'd
there's still a goblin sleeping, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, Alan, I'll let you have that one.
Alan will ask Cornell to tie him up, and then looking around, what condition is this well in?
Unusable.
Well, I mean, but is that spigot post still there at all, or
No, it's deteriorated.
Is there anything nearby we could tie a rope to and hang our goblin down there so he can't run away?
Yeah, that would be...
Heavy rocks.
Yeah, yeah. There's large like rocks from the ruins themselves that you could tie it around.
I like that idea.
Perfect. We can stash him here, and I don't have to worry about him stabbing me in my sleep.
You have to worry about Faerun stabbing it in its sleep.
Would he fit in one of these barrels?
Yeah, he'd fit in a barrel. Those are the goblins' barrels. The goblins, it seems to have come with the goblins. They set up a makeshift little camp area here, and like I said, they seemed like they were scavengers and they were looking for whatever they could.
I will shove him in the barrel and wedge a couple pittons in the lid so it can't be pried open.
Okay. Put some holes in there for him to breathe.
I'm gonna go make a couple air holes.
Okay, there you go.
Carefully make air holes.
And then throw the barrel down the well?
And now for my magic trick is I stick my sword through the... No.
You are horrible, horrible people. I can see why
Alan-
Praetor selected all of you.
Alan will turn to Kazar, be like, hey, if that one wakes up, you can keep it company, just like the others.
Yes, I can't wait, Alan. Thank you. You're making me so excited.
Perhaps then we can figure out what happened here.
I was gonna say, I guess let's see if we can make an investigation check. See if
Yeah,
we
let's do some
get any
investigation
better
checks
idea?
here. Yes, please. Ooh.
Let's see. Have we searched this tent yet?
You search the tent. It's pretty bare. It's whatever the goblins have collected, as they've been going through the forest, and it's like useless things. There's like branches and rocks, and if they found something interesting, like an interesting looking rock that's shaped like something, it's in there, or there's some mushrooms and berries. There's nothing of real interest.
Alan was trying to determine the what might have happened in a little greater detail here with the battle.
So you're doing a pretty good job at retracing the steps, Alan. You rolled really well, and Gunzi, you actually rolled a natural 20. So between the two of you, you guys can see exactly what happened. You could see where some of the party, based off their footsteps, it looks like some of them went up the tower itself, and came back down. You can see, based off the trajectory of this ogre, that he came through the woods. Trees were crashed and moved aside. He jumped through one of the walls, shattering it, and this whole arena erupted in combat. Some of the comrades were hidden in nearby shrubs, and actually in one of the shrubs you find a piece of Amai's staff. Her staff that can talk. It's sitting there. It's half buried, and that's why you couldn't hear it. So you dust it off, and it's like, hey, where you guys been? Where's Big Ears? What's going on? I've been here for days.
We were hoping you could tell us what was going on.
Oh, they were killed. Half of them were killed, and the other half were taken away.
Half of our people.
Yeah. Big Ears was
where
killed.
Are the bodies?
Orcs took them away.
Orcs. Lovely.
Orcs came along after the battle, took them away. I've been stuck here since. What took you guys so long?
It didn't get suspicious they were still missing until a few days had gone by.
Few days? Is that what you guys think of us?
Well, you can't report a missing person for 24 hours.
And that whole, as you're describing us looking around the scene, I just imagine the Princess Bride when he's where the sword fight was, and he's tracing all the steps, and they jumped here and stepped here.
Yeah,
and one had
essentially.
This.
Between you and Alan are figuring out, but you rolled a natural 20, so it's exactly what you're doing. You're retracing it like step for step, and you're doing the jump through the wall and everything. You find a couple of sparkly shiny feathers scattered here. You find little torn pieces of like clothing from each of them. with blood
Can
on it
we
here and there.
tell which direction these orcs left here from?
You can. It looks like they headed up into the mountains.
And they
Well-
took the dead and the living, so if you recover anyone or anything,
Oh, well, you heard what they said. They all died. I guess we should head back to... Oh, wait. Loot.
half Alan, half died. You seem so wanting of having people to be between you and the enemies. Well, if you leave half of these people with the enemies, they can't help defend you from them.
This is a fair
Plus
point.
customers as well.
And we'd hate for the enemies to acquire all that wonderful equipment that could be so useful to the rest of the people. So I was rolling a morality check there.
That's what I thought. I figured that. You're like, all right, let's go. They're dead. All right, so it's about nightfall at this point, and you know that the orcs went into the mountains. A band of orc hunters, Staffy tells you, gathered them up, slathered some goop onto the ones that were lying unconscious, and tied them all up and took them off into the mountains to the north.
Well, Alan doesn't do so well in the dark, so he says he would like to encourage that we wait here till the light comes up.
Yeah. What do you guys think? You want to rest for the night?
My body is my home. I am happy to sleep here, especially with you guys.
Sounds good. One other thing I forgot to mention that Faerun, you noticed when you're up in the tree, and Gunzi and Alan, you also noticed this when you guys were investigating the area. About 100 feet or so away from this tower, you also noticed this sundial in the woods.
Oh,
Definitely gonna go check that out. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
yeah, that's something to make a note of.
I guess we'll...
That is something that, if pointed out to Dusty, he will go take a sketch of and write notes about.
Okay. So you guys head over there and take a look at it. It's just like the picture. It looks like it's a clockwork sort of device. It's large in size, and you can tell it's for telling some sort of time, like measurements of time. But it was created long ago.
And does it have language written on it, or?
It does. It's unfamiliar to any of you. You're assuming it must be native to this world.
Does
The
it
go ahead.
look like the writing on the portal?
Yeah. The font does look similar.
Can we tell exactly what it was for? I mean, is it literally just a regular sundial? Does it look more complex? Because it looks kind of complex.
It looks more complex. Like not just measurements of time of day, but like measurements over time.
Can we try and figure out what it did? Do you want like a Arcana, an investigation, or something like that?
Yeah, go ahead and do whatever you're better in. Investigation or Arcana. Give me a roll in whatever you have a higher die in.
It doesn't matter. I'm a bard.
I know, right? Anybody else want to give it a go?
Yeah. In the
Sar
dice
will.
tower, or
Yeah, in the dice tower, please.
I grew up in the woods. I've never seen anything like this.
Well, Alan, you rolled the best, and your best bet is that you're thinking it's like to track like measurements of days and time, almost like a calendar of sorts. or years, months, days?
So it's a Stargate control room. Gotcha.
You guys mess
Um,
around with like the giant arms on it and all that, and it clicks, but they don't really move. So it doesn't seem to be functioning right now. It's going to take further investigation over time, but you guys are pretty sure that you might be able to get this thing running again.
All right. Well, Pharaon is very interested in this. He's seen something similar to this in his past, and asked Dusty to be sure and take detailed sketch. 'Cause I'd be interested in studying this more later.
Right, and he makes a point to mark this on the map of where you guys are, because it's going to be a point of interest to come back to.
Yeah, at this point, Dusty's like doing a tiny little exploded view mechanical sketch as best as he can figure out,
Okay, cool.
and like drawing down all the little characters he can see clearly.
Very cool. Yeah, just getting as technical and detailed as possible.
Yep.
Alan will circle around to the back where the others aren't at the moment. And wait for a clear second, and then with his pen, write Alan, property of Alan Whitty on it.
Okay. All right. Of course he does. I wouldn't expect anything less from Alan Whitty. All right, so you guys have made note of this sundial of sorts. And after that, you've essentially uncovered everything in the area. Do you want to hunker down for the night?
Yeah.
That sounds like a plan. I say, I'm not sure how many of y'all can see in the dark, but I can't. And I don't know about going up through the woods with a lit torch in the middle of the night if we're trying to
Yeah.
surprise someone.
Yeah, that'd probably be a bad idea.
All right, so you guys settle down for the night. It's uneventful. I gave you guys all a long rest. You take your shifts and you wait and watch through the night, but nothing happens. Wake up the next morning, rested and ready to find out who's still alive, if anyone, of your companions.
Yes, yes.
Sar wants to believe that they're all alive. Have we seen any corpses so far?
Just of Storm Orcs and Storm Ogre.
It sounded like the stick said that they took all of, so
I go
Yeah.
poke a stick in the barrel. Do I hear anything?
yeah, I hear a...
Excellent.
I go push some of the berries and mushrooms that we found in the tent into the holes.
I push fire ants into the holes.
Okay, all of the above happens, so you hear like ah! screeching in there as this poor goblin's being bitten by ants and, enjoying berries and mushrooms at the same time.
The ants are for protein. You're supposed to eat them, not let them eat you.
Alan will see if we can stuff the barrel somewhere more secure, out of sight, whatever. He doesn't want anybody else coming and taking his goblin. I mean, we don't want the goblin to get kidnapped.
You're not taking the goblin with you for this, eh? You're just gonna leave him behind?
Yeah, I
Stash?
mean, we'll come back through and get him. Sure, we will. We won't forget.
All right, you guys can, you did a pretty good search of the area between you and Gunzi. So you could find a little area, between two big rocks, where you could kind of sandwich that barrel in, and he'd be pretty well protected, and you wouldn't see him unless you were actively looking for him. Cover him up with some branches, shove some extra berries and such through the hole to keep him fed for however long you think you're going to be gone for.
Perfect. We'll come back and collect our friend. Yes, we'll call him a friend.
Friend.
On our way back.
Does he make him live in his own filth for a couple days?
It's a goblin. They don't mind. The last one ate a whole latrine bucket worth of poop. It's fine.
Yeah, he did.
You guys are horrible.
He knows to eat it.
Oh man. Praetor chose well.
I guess I'll go ahead and stuff the broken staffy in my backpack so I can give it back to the halfling should she still be alive. If not, we'll bury it in her stead.
All right.
Well, dogs eat poop too, and they're our best friends, so goblins can be our best friends too.
All right.
You're very wise, Sar.
Czar.
Oh, thank you, Dusty. I owe it all to my guardian Melandra.
Czar's something, all right.
Will you tell me more about Melandra as we walk?
Oh, certainly. There is so much I could tell you about her. What she likes to do in her plane, what she likes to do in her meantime while she's watching interesting reality TV things. I don't know what those are, though.
At this point, Farron takes a long lead out in front, away from that conversation.
Alan will uncharacteristically move a little more towards the front of the group as well.
Gunzi's had to stand at court with nobles talking about noble stuff. He's gotten good at tuning out conversations around him.
Right. Guys. Characters, all of you. All right. Do we want to take a 5-minute break? Grab some water, do
Yeah, I need
whatever.
some coffee.
All right, grab a
I think
coffee.
quick bio.
Yeah, so let's so what it's 9 well it's 9:51 for me here. I don't know what it is for you guys. So let's take 9 minutes, we'll come back 10 o'clock my time. And we'll pick this up and finish it off.
Okay.
All right. We will be back, everyone. We are back. Apologize for the long break and the long delay, but we're having the issues with Fantasy Grounds crashing on us with images and maps that are way too big, and they seem to continue happening. So we're gonna see how this goes for the rest of the night, and we might be playing out the final encounter via Theater of the Mind. We're gonna go old school. Yeah, Devil Dog. Keep it down over there. So you guys set out the next morning after putting the barrel with your little goblin companion in it stashed away. I'll share a couple images with you. And you guys set out for the day. It's pretty uneventful. It's a beautiful morning. Birds are chirping. Wilhelm would be terrified. Yes, they do. Thank you, Dungeon Dwellers. They need to get this fixed ASAP, because this is literally game breaking. You guys set out the next day. Very uneventful, just like the night before. But around midday, you come across the remains of a really large animal in the middle of the path. Let's share an image with you and see if it breaks your systems. It would look like that if it were alive. It would have looked like that. You haven't really encountered one of these before. It's got the name of a Gorath up there. I don't know if that... You've named it. You've dubbed it a Gorath upon seeing it. Lying dead in the road.
It's a hell of a beast.
It is a big old beast.
Does it look like it's been killed or just died?
Take a closer look.
Yep.
Yeah, you take a look at the markings of what did it in, and it looks like it was hunted. And if you remember correctly, there was an orc hunting party was what came down there and scooped up your friends.
But why would they leave it?
Is there meat cut away from it or just...
There is meat cut away from it.
wasteful?
But just like a small section or piece. And as you guys are investigating closer, you hear a voice behind you. It says, I know others from your tribe, and I'm here to help. This.
I'm gonna spin around with my glaive at the ready.
Sure. And this woman walks out from the side of the road.
Hello.
Hello. I know others from your tribe. They saved my life.
Really?
That sounds like our friends.
Yes.
When was this?
A few weeks ago. They saved my life from gnolls, and I took them to my house and repaid them, and that is where they met Wilhelm.
Ah, the one scared of birds.
She looks at you and she goes, aren't all your kind?
No, in fact, I guess you could say our kind, are actually birds.
Strange.
What would be your name, miss?
She says strange as she talks to the fish person.
I am Sinmala.
Greetings, Sinmala. I am Sar, and these are my friends, Dusty, Faerun, Goonsey, Cranel, and Alan. And I point at each one of you.
She nods.
Her eyes actually glowing.
Yeah, they glow like that.
Would you mind if I took a quick sketch of you, miss?
She shakes her head. No.
Thank you. And I do a quick little sketch. And write her name under
So
it.
while you're sketching her, she walks over to the dead Gorath and she goes, they slaughtered it and left it. It is diseased. It was no good to the hunting party.
I go try to figure out how she knew it was diseased.
Father
I
told
asked her.
Father's told me so.
What race are you?
She frowns and she goes, "The others from your tribe asked me that as well. I am me. I am my race."
Are there others different from you here?
Others different from me or others of my kind?
Others different from your kind.
There are many types here. You are different from my kind.
We all recently came to your land, but we're curious if there are other like us that were here before we got here.
There have been others before you. Not long before you, but before you, from your doorway.
Do they still live?
No.
Alan will step forward and give them a bardly smile. Ah, Somalia, you said. You said our friends were taken here. You can tell us where? We are a wee bit packed for time. I'd like to get home before dark. You're welcome to come home with us, though. I would really enjoy that, in fact.
I have a home, but yes, Father saw what happened, and Father's showing me the way right now. Would you like to join us?
Sure, that sounds grand. He is going to glance at Cornell and kind of give him a look like, hey, keep an eye on this one.
I'm looking around for Father.
You do not see a father.
Okay.
After this many weeks, Czar, Alan does not even question it anymore.
Yeah. Just okay. Probably just a voice somewhere.
She goes, Father told me not to help you after you didn't complete the task he asked of you, but you saved my life, so I insisted.
Now, Alan did not speak to Father and did not complete this task that was not completed by these who are not Alan. Just so you know that Alan's not the one that not completed it.
She just looks at you blankly.
I believe what he's saying is, while we are a tribe, we act independently of each other. Those that are given tasks will not always share those tasks with others, may not even always let the others know of what task was given. So we could not complete a task we did not know of.
She nods. Your tribe saved my life, and I owe it to you.
Wait, aren't we here for some? Wait, what? Wait, why are we here again, guys?
Our
To
allies,
save our friends?
allies that had been taken.
That might be a strong word. Our fellow townspeople.
Yeah, your tribes people.
I know, all my tribes people are dead.
Oh. Minotaurs.
Fellow rejects who may or may not be on my IOU list there, so we do need to get them collected, or at least collect their remaining equipment to pay off their debt.
Okay. So she goes, do you care to follow Father and I?
Yes.
I take it you're the rescue party. Let's go rescue them.
Let's go. That's exactly what we want.
Can I roll an insight check to see if this person's telling the truth?
Yeah, go for it. Go ahead and throw that in the tower.
Tower?
Yeah, please. You're convinced that she's 100% sincere. That there is no. No.
Do I see any tracks, any other prints other than hers around?
You can go ahead and make a investigation or tracking roll for me.
No, Duff didn't work.
No.
You there?
Yep, we're here. Sorry. Duff's chatting
Apparently,
us.
we did it again
Duff's-
and made it even smaller.
Duff's chatting us up. Yeah. So with that roll, you see the prints from this animal from the struggle. You can see prints from what appears to be the orc hunting party. So there's like large orc footprints. You can see what appears to be the prints of a canine, a large canine. And you can see a row of footprints that look to be of various humanoid size.
Warg. But nothing that looks like she has a companion.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to go very gently ask her where father is.
Oh, she turns and points over her shoulder. He's right here. And then oh, that's right. Not everyone can see father. Father has passed, and he lives with me still, and he talks to me, and he guides me through life.
Okay, I understand. Thank you for telling me.
Feyron turns around to the group, rolling his eyes and nodding back towards this crazy one.
Sar smiles at Faerun and also smiles at Sinmala and looks up to her side to where the father could be, but it's probably the opposite side actually. It says, "Greetings, sir. It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for your kindness and your daughter's generosity. We will most certainly do everything we can to assist, and we thank you for your. I guess we saved you before, so you do owe us. Well, thanks. You owe us. Let's do it."
She goes, Father appreciates your words. It's Ghost Dad.
All right, I'll follow for a short while.
For a short while. All right. So she's like, okay, Father is already up ahead. We must continue on. And
Let's make haste.
She makes her way off. So that was like halfway through the day, and for the rest of the day, you guys are making your way up further and further and further up this mountain. It seems like you've traveled, you feel like, by now you should have scaled this thing, but you look back behind you and you're barely a quarter of the way up. You're like, oh man, we're really out of shape. We don't climb mountains on a regular basis. So you're huffing and puffing and it feels like you've been climbing forever and you can't believe that you're nowhere near the peak at this point. And after several hours, it's starting to get about 4 or 5 o'clock at night, and up ahead, you see on a rock outcropping what appears to be an outpost. You can see like a gate. There's like a turret to the left of it, and there's makeshift walls around this outpost, and there's big logs that have been cut down into spears around the base. And Samala points and goes, your father says your friends are there. Shall we go get them?
I said, let's go get them.
All right.
All right.
So you're still quite a distance away, so they have no idea that you're there. And as you guys are creeping up pretty quietly, and as you get closer, you can duck behind rocks and such, going up and around the mountain. You, as you get closer, you can see one of those big, massive savage orcs standing at the door, and you can see one up atop the turret, and you can see a couple more up on the walls.
How big is this structure?
It is about 20 feet high, so it's not huge. It's not massive. It's like a makeshift outpost. It's like a waylay station. It seems like. It's not a castle that you're going into. It's just a little outpost. But you can see 4 orcs from here.
I say to the girl, I forgot her name.
Sinmal.
I say to her, perhaps you could do us one more favor, since your father cannot be seen. Perhaps he could go forward a bit and tell us what lies beyond the walls.
She turns her back to you, and you can hear her talking. Father, please, just I know you didn't want to do this, but please, can you tell us what lies ahead, please? And they argue back and forth for a bit. She argues to herself, and then finally she turns and says, Father agrees to go look for you. And at this point, it's starting to get pretty dark. And go ahead and make me a perception check, quickly. Tower.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine.
Are you talking about all of us, or just
Yeah, everybody. Oh, who rolled the 20 there? All right, Alan and Cornell. So as she turns back to you and starts saying this, you catch a glimpse over her shoulder, just a faint glimpse, as like the light and the dark
Jesus.
go by, and you see that, and you're like, oh, okay, Ghost Dad, and then you see that this shape just like float off towards the outpost.
Father's not doing well.
Thank you, Father. Take care.
Alan's going to make a mental note of that for later.
So the two of you you caught a glimpse of Father briefly there. After some time, she goes, okay, Father's back, and he has taken a look. Your friends are there. They seem to be breathing. Good. The problem is there are quite a lot of them in there. There is 7 of the orcs. They seem to have a large 2-headed dog, hunting dog, with them as well.
Two-headed, you say?
2-headed, I say.
I'll look at my swords and think, perfect, one for each head.
Alan,
Go ahead.
Alan will look to this and be like, well, it worked so well last time. How about we just lure them out a few at a time?
These might be a little smarter.
Than goblins.
If need be, I do have, as a creature of the ocean, some ability to call upon the fog of the sea to blind an area temporarily. I can cast Fog Cloud.
What's the radius on that?
20 foot. It's just first level. Just a
Right.
20-foot radius.
You're casting it on us?
Nah, I'm just offering up that I have that
Oh.
capability if we need to use it.
Sara
Well-
looks at Alan and says, the orcs on Snowflake Mountain were much worse than these guys, and they did great business. I'm sure these guys would be perfect for our town.
Alan wants to try the route of diplomacy.
Snowflake
I'm
Mountain.
not sure these will be as submissive as goblins.
From what I've seen and heard of these, I do not believe talking, persuading, anything like that will go well. But you are more than willing to try, Alan.
You could be the subject of distraction. You want to try?
Alan prefers to negotiate when he has the upper hand. No good businessman goes to the table with a disadvantage. But as I said, perhaps we can lure one or two, or even a dog. Dogs like bacon. I can make it smell like bacon.
Make
well,
make the area smell like bacon.
Orcs like bacon too.
we
As you
do
say,
know that our friends are still breathing, so they don't seem interested in killing them yet. Perhaps, and I would volunteer for this, if one of us stumbled out in the robe and appeared to collapse, perhaps one might come to collect the body.
Then what?
well,
And then an ambush, or
Well, yes, we ambushed them.
But if they notice you and send one out, surely the ones on top will be watching the ordeal.
Yes, we found out how to jump on at least one of them.
what if we made it smell like bacon and made the sounds like pigs?
So can you describe a little bit about the exterior of this
Sure.
place and what kind of
So
cover there is, or trees, or rocks, or what?
for sure. So the very front of it, there's two big wooden double door. To the left-hand side of the double door is like a round turret where you see an orc standing on top of. The walls are only about 20 feet high. The rest of the walls, except for the turret, are only like the outer walls are like big logs. Like this is a makeshift outpost, logs that have been tied together. And they built this, it seems and appears, around maybe an existing structure that was once here. So it's not in the greatest condition. There are, like I said, big carved logs at the base of it, with that have been carved to a point. There are larger rocks scattered about, but not enough that you could like jump from cover to cover to cover to cover without being unseen all the way. Like they have cleared a lot of them. Does that help?
Yeah.
If I can find an
Could-
image that won't
could
crash.
someone potentially light a section of the wall on fire?
Oh yes, I can create fire if need be, thanks be to Melandra.
Do you say the walls are stone, or?
So the turret itself is stone. It looks like that's an older existing piece of the structure, and the walls, the other walls that are built around it, are logs that are like tied together and upright. So majority of it is wood walls.
So we could create a distraction, get a jump on at least one of them, and then just go at it. Or I could scout around it and just see what the whole structure looks like, if there's a back door or whatever. Maybe one of us can stealthily take a peek over the wall and see exactly where they are. If there's any way at all to rescue them during the early morning sleeping hours,
Sure.
or I don't know. What do you guys want to do?
I'm not so
Um,
sure that having one person wander off alone is the best idea.
But if it's Faerun, I trust that he can do anything after what I've seen him do in that goblin cave.
I've lived my whole life alone in woods such as these.
You're in the mountains.
The mountains, those too sometimes. It does. I mean, so it wouldn't hurt, right? Just to see what's around it and maybe take a. Are we? This is all. Are you guys looking at a map? Am I the only one without a
No,
map?
there's
Or
no
are we doing
map
this theater
because
map?
it's gonna crash us all out. So we're doing theater of the mind right now, just descriptions.
Well, Duff did say he apparently uploaded a 3 megabyte
Want to take
of
that,
it.
that risk?
Dun dun dun.
Download it now.
I'm sitting on the
Duff,
453.
duff.
So theoretically, it should not make me crash.
All right. All right. Check my. All right. Let's quickly just switch away while I do some file swapping here. And hopefully this won't take 5 minutes, because if it doesn't work this time, we're coming back and it's Theater of the Mind all the way and just makeshift maps, people, because we're making this happen. So give us 2 seconds to just quickly swap over a map and see if it works after Duff's shrunk it down for us. All right, we gave the old college try, and no good. So we're going to continue on this way, Theater of the Mind, for the remainder of this adventure. So what do you guys want to do? They got a brief glimpse at the map, so they've got a better idea of what they're looking at.
Well, I got a brief glimpse of a dog.
A
Yeah,
two-headed
that's all
dog.
I saw.
Ah,
So, who was saying that they would cause a distraction?
Well, we have a couple options. We can light a section of wall on fire. We can have
Yeah.
someone pretend to be injured in the road. I could cover an area in fog.
Why don't we do this? Here's just a suggestion. Who else is stealthy in the party?
Not me.
Anyone?
Not me.
Alan's a bard. He's
So, yes.
quasi stealthy. He's quasi everything.
Yeah.
So what if me and Alan went up? You gave us time to get up, scout around and get up to the wall, to one of the walls, and then everybody else take a position up close, and then we could kind of peek over and see where the captives are. Then y'all could set the wall on fire, causing a distraction, and maybe we could get in, get them out. I don't know. Or at least open if it's not looking good, maybe at least open the door for y'all to come in. Or
Will starting a fire endanger our friends?
I don't know. Depends on where they are.
oh, why'd you have to think of that? I already had that going on in my mind.
Oh, that was one of the voices. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
I'm not sure that Alan likes this plan. This sounds very dangerous for him.
So
If
I'm
we
gonna just,
can-
if we light the wall on fire, there needs to be a purpose. Not like, what are we achieving?
Right?
We can go with the bacon scent and lure out the dog.
I should say, let's see if we can get maybe just one or two out here without revealing ourselves. At the very worst, if they all come running out, we just don't do anything.
Just jump off the mountain.
Maybe we could lure one or two out and
And ambush them.
silently dispatch of them somehow.
If we could get
Put 'em
enough
to
of them, if we get enough of them out, could we get someone inside and free our friends and see if we could have assaults from outside and inside?
I'm not sure they're in fighting condition.
They're tied up at least.
Ghost
I
Dad
just
can
worry
confirm
one of
that.
the orcs will go for our friends.
I think our best bet is to all stick together.
Do you want to scout around? What do you guys want to do? Are you burn a wall? Want to just knock on the door?
Right?
No.
Hey, we need our friends back.
Yeah. Can we have our friends back? Alan, you're great at talking and negotiating.
If they speak a language he speaks.
That's not known.
Exactly. That's going to the table with one hand tied behind your back and blindfolded and hoping that you, yeah.
Sar can cast comprehend languages, and Sar also tries to talk to people.
Sorry. Comprehend language and just stroll on up.
That'll work if they understand us.
Hell yeah. Alan's morality check.
Something along that lines. Alan is going to go ahead and start making the area smell a lot like bacon. Just
So-
kind of off to the side.
So what are you using to do this?
Prodigitation. I guess he'll start with an area in front of him, about 10 feet away from the group. Maybe down towards like the path.
Oh man, I'm getting all kinds
Maybe
of arrows popping
maybe
up. in my
upwind
screen.
from the structure.
I guess that means we need to try and
The range is
kinda
10
duck
feet
down.
on that, and you guys are, I'll say, we'll do 60 feet again. We'll do the same as what you were at the goblins. So the range is 10 feet on this spell.
But we'll
Will
win
the
area.
smell carry any? I don't know. That's up to I guess the DM.
So, There's a slight wind, but it's not blowing in the direction of the outpost tonight.
Well, Alan's going to enjoy his bacon smell then.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we tried not putting someone in danger.
Yeah.
Time for Plan B. I will stumble
I
slightly
could speak
ahead.
Orcish. I could yell for help. in
Dusty
Orcish.
speaks Orcish.
I
There
do
you go.
speak orc as well.
Yeah,
does
yell
as
for
well,
help.
sir?
An orc. Ish.
Dusty and who
That's
else?
it.
Sorry, Cornell speak Orc.
Yes.
Okay.
I guess we will do that.
Help, bacon is here.
We have bacon. Come out. So what do you want to shout in Orcish? Like, you're obviously hiding out of sight, right? You're gonna shout something out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want to shout?
Arrow at the ready. Not that I hit anything, but it's ready.
Okay. So you belt out. Oh, I'm getting like crazy like runtime errors popping up on my screen. You guys get anything else?
Nope. No.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Yikes. We're gonna have to restart Fantasy Grounds here. Okay, so you're shouting, help, intruders. And you're kind of hiding behind a rock, and you can see right away this gains the attention of the one at the door and the one on the turret just left of the door. And the one up top, you could see him talking to the one down at the door and shoos him forward. But before he does so, the door opens, and this large two-headed dog comes out. And
So he actually yelled that there are intruders. It's just okay.
Where's my two-headed dog? Oh, it's gray. I can't even show you guys the image because Fantasy Grounds is hooped on me. This large, essentially the size of a warg, but with two heads, and makes its way out of the gate. And the large storm orc at the gate takes this dog with him, and he starts making his way down the path in your direction.
All right. Well, this is getting out of hand.
He shouts out, "Who's there? Who is this? What hunting party do you belong to?"
I just make a really garbled noise.
Just like a.
Like people choking on blood sort of noises.
Okay.
Say
And then just help again.
death sounds like we're being slaughtered.
Okay. All right. So, like, do you want to? Are you guys making a clanging of weapons or something like that against?
Yes, I'll
Rocks
clang my
and-
swords together and
Okay, so he points for the dog to go forward, and it comes running the direction of you all. Are you two-headed dog?
All right. If I see that dog running towards us, I'm letting loose on it.
wait till it gets in range for all of us. As soon as it's within 20 feet, I will jump out and attack it, signaling the rest of everyone else.
Wait
I'm
till you
not
see the
afraid
whites
of
of their
those
eye.
animals. Maybe I could get him to sit and stay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not a small animal.
It's
You-
not a small animal at all.
No, I have animal handling though.
Ah. All right, so it gets in within 20 feet of you guys, and that's actually like we'll say where you were, and it picks up the scent of bacon. It's all of a sudden it's a little distracted and starts kind of sniffing off to the west, and you think that it's picked up the
Right
scent
towards Alan.
that you've left the scent that you've left behind. So it's a little distracted and sniffing around over where you used to be.
Well, it's within 20 feet, so I will take my action. I'm going to signal. I'm going to kind of take my sword and point it towards the ward and charge.
Okay. Let's yeah, go ahead and roll me initiative. Hopefully this doesn't crash my fantasy grounds.
Wow, that's a lot of sevens.
Do I
Ding,
get
ding,
a
ding, 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 ding,
surprise
ding.
attack on it?
Yeah, so the dog is completely distracted. So I'll let you kick things off with a first attack on it before we go into round one. You miss its
and-
first head.
And come on.
But you hit its second head. All right, and you bury your other longsword into its body, and it lets out a yelp, and it turns and stares. Oh, getting these crashes all over the place. Just growls at you and bares its teeth. And so we're gonna enter combat now, and it's gonna get an attack on you. Gets 2 bite attacks because it has 2 heads. All right. You easily sidestep the first bite. But the second one, as you're sidestepping that one, connects and sinks its teeth into you.
Hole.
And it
For
hit,
max damage.
yeah, it hits you hard. Go ahead and make me a strength save to see if it knocks you on your arse. And
Oh,
you're,
it does.
you're on your butt. It knocked you down with such force. It bit you with such force, pardon me, that it knocked you down. You're behind. Gunzi. So you're like 10 feet away from this thing. Within 10 feet, it was distracted by the bacon smell, but Brunello's gotten its attention.
All right. I will get into a flanking position for it.
I don't know, Nick. Things will be fine. Oh, and one of the orcs is with him. We're gonna say it's Stormorc number 4. Oh, no. Wasn't supposed to go to his turn. It's just supposed to make him visible.
All right. I will go to a flanking position on the dog
Okay.
to get my advantage. Yay. And staying 10 feet from it.
I say, are we doing that? I wasn't
We're not
sure.
using custom flanking rules. There's no house rules. We're just doing vanilla.
Just the advantage.
What's the
No,
advantage?
just a regular rule.
I say pure vanilla is no advantage on flanking.
Yeah, there's no flanking whatsoever.
That was in the. Oh well.
No, we
I should
decided
say
against
it's one
it.
of the variant rules.
I say it's an optional in the rulebook, but it's not by default.
All right. So, yeah, I'll come up to like its side, staying 10
Mhm.
feet from it, because I got my glaive. And
Hey, you hit. You connect. You bring your glaive down on big old 2-headed doggy.
all right. 9 damage.
It's not tracking the. Yeah, it did. All right. So you slam your glaive down on the dog, and it howls. Both heads howl simultaneously.
That's not good.
He's got friends.
And that is it.
Okay. Guys, Pharaon.
All right, Pharaon steps to the side of whatever cover he was behind.
Yeah, large rock.
Pulls back as hard as he can on his longbow. Lets one loose straight at the dog.
This is where it's going to count because you've missed every other shot tonight, including
Wow.
this one.
Oh, you have bardic inspiration.
Oh, that was the day before.
It only lasts 10 minutes normally, so I think it's been longer than that.
Yeah, we had a
we took a
long
long
rest.
rest.
Maybe next round. Cornell. All right. This thing hurts you bad. You're pissed.
I am. I'm going to
Kill it.
stand up, and
And
we're
where-
going to just go. No, we're not going to go all out on it.
You're going to kill it in where it's
Um,
hide.
I am going to use my bonus action to second wind instead of using my offhand.
Nice. Okay.
And I'm just going to go ahead and action surge and attack again.
Okay. There we go. You bury your longsword in the head that bit you. And you just like leave it there for a moment as the blood drips down your sword, and you just kind of you bare your teeth right back at the dog.
Now I twist the blade and then yank it out.
Czar.
All right. Well, seeing that Cronell has been wounded, I will use my bonus action to use Healing Light and say, Melandra, let our dear friend Cronell feel your vitality. And I will
There you
use my main action to cast a Holy Eldritch Blast at this two-headed dog. Friendly beast, maybe in another life we could have been friends, but unfortunately we're going to have to turn you into dog meat.
All right, go ahead. Describe the kill. You brought the big old doggy down.
A strange rainbow beam of light emits from his hands, and the energy basically makes a bunch of look like kind of flower petals of light as it disintegrates like into the dog, makes a hole through it, and the poor thing falls to the ground.
Such beautiful destruction.
Sar, actually, you kind of see like a tear run down his eye, run down his face. Yeah.
You see a smirk on Cornell's face. The dog's still like buried on your blade as it slides down, Cornell.
Ah, yes.
All right,
I'm
Dusty.
taking these heads back.
Dusty, you've got a storm orc. It's about 20 feet away from where you currently are. It was 10 feet behind the dog that, ran ahead when it smelt bacon. And he's out in the open. He's not hiding or anything, and he's shocked to see the group of you pop up from behind a bunch of rocks.
I'm going to attempt to lodge an arrow in him.
All right. You succeed in lodging an arrow in him. Bury it right into his left arm, and he looks down and he roars. "Roar!" And right now activity is happening over the outpost. You can hear swords clanging against shields and roars and growls coming from over there. Guys,
I squeak something insulting about his mother at him, and then duck behind a tree.
all right. A big rock, we'll say.
Yeah.
There we go. That's fitting. Happening. All right, Smala's with you. You do have a friend. You got an ally. What she does is she's got a longbow that she breaks out, and she's going to attempt to take down Storm Orc number 4, or at least do some damage to him. Hits. And heavily wounds the orc with her shot. It goes right into his shoulder and slams him hard, and he looks like unbelievably at it, like, how is this happening? Who are you? And it is his turn now. So right now we have Gunzi and Crenell who were fighting the dog, correct? And everybody else was around them. They've either done, everybody else has done range, have they not?
Yeah.
Except for Alan.
Correct. He has not moved yet, yeah.
Alan is still in hiding. He has not shown himself. All right.
Slow on the uptake.
So let's do a little dice throw here. We got a 50-50 chance of who he's gonna go after. All right, so he's looking at you, Gunzi, with your big glaive. So the Stormork looks right at you, Gunzi, and he slams his scimitar against his shield, and he starts grating it across there, and you see like electricity start to charge, and he lets out a growl and he charges right at you with his scimitar now like almost like buzzing with electricity.
Oh, that's not
Right.
good.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, you're a water guy. I'm sure you really love electricity.
Yeah.
He runs up on you, but completely misses. He's just so enraged.
Shocking.
The puns. Alan, all right, you're behind your rock. Do you care to show yourself?
How far away is Crenell?
Brunel is 5 feet away from you.
Alan will reach out from behind his rock and pat him on the shoulder and be like, "Hey, remember, heroes are never forgotten, but legends never die." And he will heroism him.
Okay.
Which, make sure I built this right. I've read with immunity. He's also immune to fear. Then as a bonus action, he's gonna look to Faerun and be like, "Quickly, Faerun! We're out of beast! Use your bow!" And inspire him.
Nice.
Which, oh, I targeted the wrong bloody person.
So you targeted me and Gunzi.
Yeah, here, I'll just drop it the old-fashioned way on him, so I don't have to target.
Dun, dun, dun.
And then he's just gonna stay put behind his little rock.
All right. You are inspired. You're inspiring, Alan Whitty. All right, so it has jumped back to the orcs in the outpost. So those of you who are not engaged one-on-one right now with this Stormork in front of you see the doors of the outpost are closing, and you can hear shouting coming from the outpost, but nobody makes their way out. Gunzi, you're eye to eye, face to face with a Stormork.
Alright. I'm gonna take a swing at him with my glaive.
He's still sparkling with electricity, but you hit him.
That hits.
The voices sound like orcs. All right, describe that killing blow for us.
I take him because he's so close, it's harder to hit with the actual blade, so I use the butt of the glaive to hit him right in the solar plex, knock him
Yep.
back. And as he's bent over, stepping back, I swing the blade up and cleave right in the middle of his face. Drop it down, letting him fall, his face kind of splitting open as he hits the ground.
All right.
Good lord.
Gruesome. All right, so that is it for the guys that came out to meet you. So you've seen the doors close now ahead of you.
Burn the doors down.
That's right. And you can hear shouting, and like I said, you can hear clanging of swords against shields and
Inside?
inside.
Which way did these doors open? Do they open towards
They
us or
opened
inside?
inwards. Inwards.
Do we still see the ones that were up on like the wall or whatnot?
They've hopped down.
Okay. Perfect. I mean, they're not going to shoot us as we get closer then.
So, in my mind, our friends have somehow gotten loose and they're battling in there. There's clanging of swords and shields as if there's a battle or being drawn and picked up.
It doesn't sound like a battle. It sounds almost like they're rallying rallying,
Oh,
Like,
okay.
knives
like
clanging.
Lord of the Rings, the
Yeah,
like,
exactly,
pounding.
exactly.
The Spartans clashing their swords on their
Right.
shields
Yeah.
as they hold the.
Kind of like what you saw the orc in front of you do. He started smashing his sword against his shield, and all of a sudden that lightning started sparking from it and covering his blade.
Let's just burn down the doors.
Just burn it down.
Sounds like a plan to me.
I say, are the doors made out of wood or are they made out of stone?
They sure are. They are wooden.
No, we get ready to burn them down. I'm going to quickly switch to my crossbow. Like, just kind of stick the butt of my glaive in the ground next to me, and draw my crossbow and point towards the doors.
Who is
Okay.
the arsonist amongst us?
So you guys are about
Me,
60,
of course.
yeah, of course it's Czar. You guys are about 60 feet off. So you guys are now we're saying we're in a new round, and you guys have made your way up to the doors. Is that correct? You guys are like right up against the outpost now, or pretty damn close.
Yeah, I'm
I'd
60
like to
feet from
be
it.
within 30 feet of it to charge it to the doors as soon as they're
Okay.
open or burned.
Alan's
Yeah, I
hanging-
would stay back a bit and take cover. I don't want some oil being poured on there or something.
Are they that organized? We'll see. Am I that mean? Maybe. Okay.
I look around and say, "Are we ready?" And I put my hands in the air.
Oh, I'm ready.
Alan's always ready and takes a position behind the others.
All right.
How close do you have to get, Zara? Are you casting a spell, or are you just like lighting a fire?
Yeah, I'm gonna cast my create bonfire cantrip from 60 feet away, and I'm going to be saying some words to Melandra and swirling my arms around in a circle and kind of making like snapping my fingers like the sound of firewood, crackling fire, and then all of a sudden like a bonfire just erupts on the door, like in a 5-foot cube on the door.
Yeah.
Like, just kind of like on the base of it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, it ignites, and you guys are in the mountains, and I don't know if any of you live near mountains, but I do, and it's damn dry where I live. So those doors just like ignite. They start going up and just start burning, and you can hear a different kind of shouting now from the inside. What do you guys want to do? You've started the fire. Just wait. just hang.
I'm gonna dash to the nearest wall,
Okay.
jump up and grab. I don't know. Is it possible? Does it look like it's rough enough to grab hold of and make my way to the top?
Well, they are like giant logs that have been strung
Okay,
together.
yeah,
So
smart
yeah,
log.
you could find like footing between them. It might be a little difficult. Like I'll get you to make a roll for me, like an acrobatics roll. Make your way up there.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
I'm just
Yeah,
getting
I'm just
errors like
yeah, I'm
crazy
just-
here.
yeah. I'm just saying like 40 foot back.
Okay. Yeah, so you go to the walls on the right hand side of the door, which are made of logs, and you scurry your way up there, and you get to the top, and you can see down into the camp. So directly below where you're seeing, there's a couple of tents and like a fire. It looks like an area where they would set up and sleep and take shifts throughout the night. There's one orc standing there, and he looks up at you, shocked and surprised, and the other orcs are kind of milling about, kind of in panic right now with the fire.
Is this structure in such a way that I would be able to stand on top?
Yes, you could. There are there's like a walkway around, and that's kind of like how they walk around and take a look. Let's see.
Well, as soon as I get to the top, I stand up and I see that orc look at me surprised. I'm gonna let an arrow fly right to his forehead.
Okay. Go ahead and do that, but I'm going to say it's with disadvantage because you used acrobatics to get up there. But you have your bardic inspiration. Actually, we're going out of order here. Gunzi would have done something before you. Gunzi, did you want to do anything? Because Faerun is next.
I just get about 40 foot from the door.
Mhm.
Like I said, stick the butt of my glaive in the ground next to me. Bring up my crossbow point at the door and just
And just wait.
hold my attack action till I can see an orc.
Okay, holding your action. Gotcha. All right, so Faerun, you're up there. Let me uncover an orc for you. All right, do you see Storm Orc number 2 at the top of the combat tracker there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go ahead and target him, and just hit that disadvantage button at the bottom and go ahead and... Huh.
Oh, but I had a 20.
No.
That is so wrong.
Oh,
That's
that.
Yeah. You do have a d6 you can roll to add to your hit to try and make it hit.
Do I roll it on the orc or just in the chat?
Just in the chat.
Throw in the chat, and I'll tell you if it hit. It missed by... Yeah, it missed.
As usual. I don't think I've hit anything yet.
Dropped at 20.
All right, Crenell, you're hanging back 30 feet from the door, just waiting for it to open or just like start to fall apart.
What kind of condition does it look like it's in now? Is it weakened?
Like this is the first round that it was lit on fire, so it's still pretty strong. Like it's just started burning.
I will inch closer, probably about 20 feet out from the door.
Sure.
Just swords drawn and ready.
Okay, and just basically, are you gonna hold your action as well? Like if you see something, you're charging, you're running in there.
Yes.
Okay. Czar.
I guess I would like to, while I'm concentrating on the fire as it keeps burning, I would like to like kind of aim for the door, like the center maybe, so that I can try to blow it open.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if a 10 hits.
Yeah, doors, it's not going anywhere. So you hit the center of the door. Okay, 12 damage. That door bursts open in the middle, burning, and it's now swinging open inwards.
Awesome. Could I also cease concentration now on my bonfire so that the flames don't get too big?
Yes, it's gonna keep burning. The wood's dry, but
Yeah, I gotcha.
it'll keep
The
going.
bonfire itself will be gone.
I'll cease concentration on the bonfire though to keep to cause anything even bigger or faster. You know what I mean? To slow it down a little
Right.
bit. And then
Okay.
that's my turn, and I'll say, "Let's everyone go."
All right, so we got a held action from Gunzi. You do see the same storm orc that Faerun saw. So because he went to the right-hand side of the doors and he's looking right down and in. So the doors swing open and you can see like 2 little tents on the other side of the door with a little bonfire, like the little shift change area that they hang out in, little break room. And you see that storm orc standing there, and he just he's looking at the door now that's been burst open.
And I let fly with a bolt from my crossbow.
Okay.
And
Come
a
on.
20.
3 20s in one night. This is like Friday night all over
Wow.
again with
That was
another
4
character.
because
4.
Yeah.
there was the 20 on the investigation for the camp.
4 20s
Good
in one
one.
night. This happened Friday night also with another player. Oh man, you let loose this bolt and it flies just straight and true for its target and buries itself in the chest of the storm orc, and he lets out a howl as it does.
I say, is there anyone within my 30-foot range to charge on the other side of that door as it flies open?
He's on the other side of the door. He'd be with 20 feet from the door.
So he's 20 feet inside from the door?
20 feet inside from the door, correct.
Okay, so he's okay, so I can't reach him. So
That'd be 50 feet, right? Because, well, you inched up 10 feet, so yeah, it'd still be too far
yeah,
away.
it'd be 40.
Yeah,
Nope, I can't reach
40.
to him, so
Okay.
I will.
I'm gonna go ahead and shoot at him.
Shoot him. We're going a little late here, but this is the end, folks. We're burning it down and killing all the orcs.
I'm going to once again shout something about someone's questionable parenting
Okay.
in Orcish.
All right. Sinmala runs closer to the open doors, and she aims with her bow inside, but she doesn't seem to. She's not shooting. She's holding her action as well. With that, You guys see a orc come out from behind the outpost from the right-hand side, and he's making his way to the front. So he must have jumped a wall out back and is running towards the front of the building. And he makes it up to about the point where Pharaon jumped up and over the wall. So he's just off the front doors now. But you can now see him as well. He's out front. That's Stormork number 5. And Alan Whitty, you're up.
Let's see. Faerun can go ahead and keep his bardic inspiration. I'll give him another one. We're gonna make a legend out of you eventually. Somehow.
It'll
I
happen.
need all the inspiration I can get right now.
And Alan will turn to this new orc. Oh my, they let you out wearing that.
I think the only damage I've done tonight is when I jumped on the already almost dead goblin.
And
Literally.
yes, that will be all his stuff. He will maintain his distance as much as possible.
All right. So Stormork number 2 is the one in the doorway. He's looking up at Faerun. He's got, who does he have in front of him? Did anybody charge in? No. Is that correct? Everybody else is outside through the door?
Yeah, there's
Yes,
like
I have not charged anyone yet.
there's like Sinmala and Cornell are like on either side of the door, kind of, it sounds like, and there's me just like 40 foot out straight in front.
Okay. One thing you notice, none of these orcs have ranged weapons. So they're all carrying scimitars and shields. So they have to engage you in close combat. So what this orc does is he bursts through the door, trying to flee. And he's gonna run right into Cornell and Samala. He's gonna run right out the front door and come face to face with all of you. And closest target, I guess it's Kernal and Samala. Looks at Kernal. He's gonna charge at you with his scimitar.
I will trade blows with him with my ready attack.
All right, he misses. You just like step aside.
Oh, I missed him too.
With that, you see another orc in the center of this outpost. He came out from. There are a couple of small buildings in here, or like thatched roof buildings, and one of the storm orcs charges out, and he's got his sword is charged and gleaming with energy or with electricity, and he's standing in the middle of the outpost, and he just lets out a cry, "Ah!" And he starts making his way towards the door as well, but he doesn't go outside. Gunzi.
Alright, I will let my crossbow hang, grab my glaive, move forward 30 feet, which will put me within 10 feet of Stormork 2 there.
Mm-hmm.
If I can go and hit him with my glaive. Well, try to at least.
That's a hit.
Yeah, it's a hit.
You did like just enough hit points to drop him. All right, so what does that death look like?
So as I run up, I give a slash across like the inside of one leg, cutting that big artery there.
Mm-hmm.
And it would take a minute. It could take a second for him to kind of realize what's happening until he kind of feels faint, drops to his knees, looks down at the blood pooling under him as he kind of falls to the side limp.
Okay. All right, and with that, another storm orc comes out from behind the outpost. This one comes out from the right-hand side. He must have jumped the wall as well, and he sees you take down that orc, Gunzi, and he's coming for you. He's charging at you with his scimitar, crackling, and then but you just kind of sidestep, fling your glaive up, and it confuses him, and he completely misses. Another storm orc seems to come out of one of the buildings and into the middle of the outpost, and starts to make his way towards the door as well, yelling. Fayron, sorry.
Okay. So what do I see exactly?
So you've got the orc by the... You've got 1, 2, 3 orcs near the door. So you're still standing up on the wall, and you can see there's the inside of the outpost. There's a couple of thatched roof buildings in the outpost, and orcs keep coming out of them. So you've got 3 orcs in the middle of the outpost that are all kind of moving towards the door to take on your companions who are outside.
All right. Well, I'll take a shot at orc number 6 as he's thinking about moving forward.
Okay.
Hey.
There we go.
That's what I'm talking about.
This is it. Max damage. Oh, damn close. All right, the arrow buries deep into the orc and sets off a string of errors on my end.
Nice.
Cornell, you see 3 storm orcs through the door that are worthy candidates of your blades.
All right. Which one is? Let's see. So what am I looking at? 1, 3, and 5, or 1, 3, and 6?
3 is outside. That one came around
Okay.
the wall. That one's currently tied up with Gunzi. The other one that had come out through the walls, Gunzi killed. So you're looking at 6, 1, and 5.
Okay. I will. If I run to 6, will I be passing it? Which one's the one closest to me?
Let's say 1.
Okay. If I were to try and get to 6, would I be opening myself up to an op attack?
No. Like,
Okay.
3 is between you and him, but you could easily run around 3 and get through those doors to the next closest orc. Because
Okay. I
Gunzi
will-
and Orc 3 are fighting, like, in front of the doors, but not, like, in the doorway.
Okay. I will charge my way up and sidestep around 3,
Sure.
heading straight for Orc 6.
Okay.
That was the one making the biggest ruckus, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that
The dice are not your friend.
it almost rolled on the 20.
Oh,
They are not my friend.
not tonight. And then you got Gunzi, who's had 4 20s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zar's just blowing things up and lighting them on fire, and
So
Same.
which orc can I actually see is closest to? Because I'm 60 feet away, but I'm still trying to, shoot
Orc
the beams
3 would be the closest one to you, the one that's engaged with Gunzi. They're
Alright, I
outside
will-
the doors.
I will definitely shoot orc number 3, saying, Melandra, take this orcish brute down. Let your light burn a hole through his armor. And I have no bonus action, and so I'll pass my turn.
Okay. Dusty.
I'm going to try to shoot Orc 3.
You hit
Hey.
Orc number 3.
His face just bothered me.
And you,
And I tell him so.
in Orcish?
Yep.
Alright.
I
He's
just,
kinda
just your
looking-
face bothers me.
He looks in your direction. He's like, "Where is this? Who is speaking Orcish?" And looks at you and snarls.
Orcish in a high-pitched voice.
Right, exactly, right? A little halfling speaking Orcish. It's like a child. Where is the
Oh,
orc
Lord,
child?
no.
All right. Sinmala is at the doorway, and chat. Sorry, I'm watching chat here. She's at the doorway with you, with your Cornell, and she's gonna dash in, and she's also going to she's gonna draw her she's got a spear actually, and she's gonna start engaging these orcs. No, don't disappear. It was orc number 1 that you're engaged with. She's gonna run up and try to hit him. Does. Carries her spear in his side. All right, orc number 5 is in the middle of the outpost with the two of you. So he's gonna choose his target, and he's going for Samala. So he runs over with his charged scimitar and brings it down on her. Oh, and wounds her gravely. She lets out a cry. She's like, "Father, protect me!"
No.
Alan, you're up. So, number 3. Let me just go back here. 3 is outside, and 6, 1, and 5 are inside, engaged with Cornell and Sinmala.
And I've got to get closer. I will move. Can I make it to within 30 feet of where I'm within 30 feet of? Good lord, which one was it? 5, 6, and 1.
Yes, you can.
But no closer than I absolutely have to be.
Yes, yep, you can.
And he's going to play a little ditty by Alan Whitty.
What?
Only 1 failed.
All right.
Well, he gets a nice happy bane.
What is he? Okay, he's got a bane on him.
Yes.
Okay.
And let's go ahead and we'll use our last bardic inspiration. We'll give it to Gunzi. We'll make a hero out of you as well, as long as you stand between them and me. And that's it.
You are inspired, Gunzi. All right, Stormork number 6. He's got options as well. He's got Samala and Gunzi, or Kernal. He's got his sights on Kernal. He sees you there with your 2 blades, and he wants a challenge. So he charges on over. Why did he get it? Oh, he's got the bane. I'm like, where'd that minus? He's got the 4. But still a hit. Unfortunately. For minimum damage. He brings his charged scimitar down on you. Gunzi. You're still engaged with Stormork number 3.
Yep, and I am going to try to finish him off.
That's a hit.
That is not 4 damage because I have Great Weapon Master. That's actually 9 damage.
All right. You have him targeted? I don't know. Did it not? Oh, it did the first part, but not the second part. Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't have Great Weapon Master actually, like, in the thing.
He did. I was worried about you level 1 characters, and like Gunzi has been like just literally killing it this whole session. He's one of the 2 level 1 characters in here.
If the dice are in your favor.
All right.
And then I'm going to move
Yeah, of course.
into the camp and up to whichever is the nearest Stormwork.
Sure. The nearest one was what number 1 is the one that you were engaged with, right, Cornell? That was the one I said was the closest to you.
6
One's next to me. I think 1 and 6 are both next to me because 6 charged up to me or attacked me, and I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
1 and 6. Take your pick.
I'll move up to 1.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
All right.
Great Weapon Master gives you a bonus attack if you kill someone as well.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. Any crit or kill, you get a bonus.
Yeah, the feat gives you a weapon attack as a bonus action if you crit or kill someone.
doesn't say that in the list here. Just if you roll 1 or a 2.
Oh, you're
Oh,
talking about the fighting style.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You can
I'm thinking
code
the
that
feat.
in the properties of the weapon, type reroll all capital 2, and it will reroll all 1s and 2s automatically.
All right, Stormork 1, Misty, Gunzi, Pharaon. So you can
Pharaon.
see all of these guys in there in this. You're up top still, so you got the best view. You got the best.
That
the shot.
programming that is something might have to be walked through.
Take a shot at him. Boom.
Nail him. Let's get a kill here.
Good shot.
And then I will do a forward flip off of the wall,
All right.
or not.
All right, you flip off and you stumble. You don't land on your feet. And you stand up and like dust yourself off and see if anybody noticed, and everybody noticed.
Well, you know,
It's all right. It's all right.
gotta try to be fancy.
Brunel.
I will continue my engagement with the Stormmark 6 here.
Kill something. Hit. Down. All right. Describe me that kill. It's a well-earned kill. You've been waiting for it.
In the simplest of means, I simply slice off his head.
All right.
Takes a second for the orc to realize this is, like the old samurai movies where they slice off the head and he sit there for a second.
Yes.
Yeah.
Slowly slides off.
Yep.
Yes, that's right there. And then with my bonus action, I
Mhm.
will swing at Stormmark 1.
Okay.
You know what? I'm just gonna use my inspiration to re-roll that.
Okay. Connect. Oh, you sink your sword into the orc and he howls. Czar.
All right, so who's closest right now that I can see? Can I see number 1 or 5?
You can see 1 and 5. Sorry. Keep scrolling
I would-
back and forth.
I would probably target whoever's closest. I don't know.
That'd be 1.
Okay, so Czar will see if all his party is wounded. They look good. Melandra is blessing us tonight, especially that Gunzi. She has Melandra's favor. Melandra loves fish. Hey, nobody judge her tastes. Everyone has their rights.
Oh!
And Melandra blasts this orc into beautiful butterflies of light as he just completely disappears.
I love Goonzi's over here, like, spitting faces, draining them of blood. Zar's like, they turn to butterflies.
She loves fish. All right, Dusty. You just watched that last Stormmark just burst into butterflies of light.
And I can see 5 from where I'm at.
You can, yes.
Okay. I'm going to try to shoot him with an arrow.
Okay. You hit him.
Aw.
And it connects, but he seems to just brush it off.
I give him a very pretty ear piercing.
All right, Samala's gonna close the gap with her spear here and try to skewer the orc. Hits him. Let's a yelp. And he's gonna return the favor. They were already fighting. But he completely misses. He's in pain from that spear. The skewering. Alan.
Alan's going to make fun of the orc for not being able to hit a little girl.
Hey! Actually worked this time.
And yeah, that's all. That's all he wrote.
He's just like rolling on the ground laughing. uncontrollably.
Pretty much.
All right. I am going to close in on the last Stormwork here.
Mm-hmm.
My 10-foot distance.
He's just like laughing at everything. He's looking at you coming at him, and he's just.
And I hit him.
You do,
For
and you drop him.
11 damage.
He dies with a smile on his face. All right.
And intestines at his feet.
So that takes care of all the orcs in the center of the outpost.
All right. Do we see the town folk we're looking for?
Not from here. There's
I
a
will
couple
head
of
into the outpost and search around.
sure.
Yeah,
So
Alan's going to be stuffing out this door from burning with vegetation, so we don't accidentally burn us all to death. Just
right,
gonna go
and all
ahead
your
and
friends.
say,
Thank you, Alan.
So, so now that you're in the outpost, there's a thatched building on the left-hand side, up against the left-hand wall, and there's
How
a
much
there's
you
a
all
door
wanna
on it.
bet? That's where they are.
I can
Nope.
start fires, but Melandra hasn't blessed me with a spell to put them out yet.
I walk over
Well,
and
you're very good at making fires.
open the door to the thatched building.
All right, you open the door and you do see you see all of your friends, or all of your townsfolk are in there. Crom and Sparkly Shiny are awake, and they're gagged and tied up. The other three are gagged and tied, but they are lying there unconscious. Amalia, Fiddly, and Cora.
I'll untie and ungag Corm and Sparkly.
I will be rushing into the room and say, "Oh, Crom! Oh, you guys! Why are you okay?" And I'll be like, just letting off my heels all over the place.
Yeah, they can tell you all about it when they get back to town, or on the way to town in town chat. But yeah, you guys have successfully what are you really? Yeah, you guys have successfully rescued your friends. Like I said, 3 of them are in like really rough shape. They're alive, but not conscious at the moment. But you successfully caught up with the orc hunting party that had taken them away, and are able to bring them back to Portal's Reach to live another day. And that's the end of the adventure for tonight. And I want to thank you guys for playing. I want to thank everybody for viewing. I want to apologize for the delays and the technical difficulties. It was rough on our end, so I can only imagine what it was like for the viewers. So thank you for hanging in there and watching, and thank you again to my 6 players tonight. I have 6. We bumped it up because I was a little worried. I was a little worried about our level 1s that we had, and Gunzi was like MVP of the night with 4 crits. So I shouldn't have worried. Right?
And a handful of kills.
So are we ending with the assumption that we made it back to town?
We are going to end, yes, with the assumption that you guys are going to get back to town. That you
With
are
the
back
barrel
at
of
town.
Goblin.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, with our goblin, and actually, I know we don't find any treasure, but is there anything of interest here?
There isn't. Other than the scimitars and the shields that the orcs are carrying, there's nothing of interest. They were an orc hunting party, and as you saw, their last kill that they came across, they were out here hunting for food, was a diseased animal. So all
And
you can
they
assume
stopped.
is that they were still hunting for some prey before heading back to wherever they head back to.
So they were out, they found that diseased one, heard the fighting with the ogre thing, came, took our people, and were on their way back with our people. At least as far as we can piece together.
As far as you can piece together. And you got to meet Sinmala and Ghost Dad tonight, which is
Yes.
great that another group got to meet them.
As you say, I have interactions we would like to tried to
So-
make friends with our little glowy-eyed person and her dad.
So
And
some of
Sar
our
had
friends may have met
very-
Ghost Dad in another capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sar got very close to Glowstad tonight.
That's right. So, yes, thank you again, everybody who've watched and put up with all the problems. I thank you. Thank you so much. My players, thank you again also, because I crashed your fantasy grounds I don't know how many times tonight. But we got through it. It went much later than anticipated, but we did it, and you guys rescued your friends. So thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll do it again next week, Sunday.